what assignments you have gotten, because I feel it will be a little more work for you, but for us it will be beneficial because some of us are having technical difficulties when we thinking submitting things is not being submitted and stuff like that. So
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. I'll definitely, maybe I should start there today. Yeah, I'll be happy to do that. Uh, jump in here for a second.
thank you.
Yes, no problem. Yeah, so here's our classroom. Um, we did do a bunch of aside things that to me are more of just showing me, your flexibility and ability to work with documents and that sort of thing. Um, day one, hopefully you guys can see this. Yeah, day one was this getting to know you PowerPoint. That one, was quite a long ways away, but I think for me, from my perspective, there is still, you know, there's still a few people who didn't actually hit submit on that. So I'm not sure if and you should have been sent an email about that grading. But ultimately, if people still get that in, I'll be happy to look back into that. Friday will be a big grading day for me. And then it was the Google site. All I really required in there was for you to share the web link. I don't need the assignment per se, like the Google site assignment. I don't need to edit your document by any means. But some people shared it that way, and that's fine. And I didn't expect if you, and how do I say this well? If you gave me the digital link to the website, then you could hit turn in, right, on this one. But I won't be marking day 2 until Friday, until the course is done, because you guys are editing that, daily, putting a reflection on your impressions on that day, or putting in the assignment for that day, creating that digital portfolio of what we did here. Um, and that would make it easier also for the celebration if you use your website to kind of share your learning, that sort of thing. For those who volunteer for Clifton, thank you for volunteering. So that assignment is fully you know due on the Friday. Okay, and then day 3 here we did a reflection on your personal Google site, which really is an assignment that's kind of happening every single day, right? You're doing a reflection. I just really wanted to make it stand out that assignment was happening, so I didn't want to repost that every day and inundate you with a bunch of assignment posts. But that was kind of the impetus, the beginning of all of that. Um, Personally, as an educator, if you didn't reflect on day 1 and 2, that's not the end of the world to me. But if you started on day 3 and just moved forward from there, that's fine. And then 4 is a hyperdoc. This is truly, to me, one of the big things that really changes how you teach when you start using hyperdocs to create learning plans and learning environments and organize learning for students so that they can become more independent and have more choice, and be able to spend time where they really need to spend time, using videos, your videos, or the web's videos, or web 2.0 tools, or online games, or all the assignments that are inside your Google Drive that are hidden in there until you bring it forward, right? But just bring it forward, and the kids have access to it, right? This is the kind of stuff that really, in my opinion, education wise, can change things for students, opportunity wise. And so I spent a lot of time there, but I think it was valuable time. I hope it was valuable time, and hopefully it inspires you guys to just keep running with it, and build your own cathedral, right? And so that assignment, some people still haven't turned that in, so I'm certainly hoping that gets turned in real quick.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Shelton.
I was just wondering if we had to submit in the squares that you provided, or we were supposed to submit otherwise.
Yeah, like for most of these assignments, I do want you to, like, there's that button I don't know if I have that picture anymore. Um, yeah, because I don't see it from my end as a teacher. From the student end, when you go into this assignment on the top right, you have a button that says add work or plus work or something like that. Yeah, I do want you to attach the actual assignment there. And and in this case, it'll be the actual Google Doc that you used. And then when you hit submit, you won't be able to edit it anymore.
Oh,
Um, okay, does that make sense? So yeah, whenever you're using Google Classroom and you actually attach the assignment, a doc, a Google Doc, a Google Site, Google Slide, whatever you attach there, when you hit submit, you will not be able to edit it anymore. Okay,
Yeah,
not
good question, Chilton. It clarified. I had the same idea in mind. I was a bit confused whether it's in what you're showing or
mhm.
our own assigned. Thanks, Chilton.
Yeah, and you can attach it in there and not hit submit, and then I can at least see it. Um, but until you attach something, I can't see it. Like if you, for example, going back to the day two, the Google site one, if you attach the actual Google site rather than the web link, if that makes sense, the difference between the two, if you attach the assignment there, which is the Google site itself, and then you hit submit, then you won't be able to edit the site anymore. So that's why I try to clarify that one. That's for sure. I want you to be able to edit it all week, right? Joan, jump in.
Yes, so if we did submit the actual documents and we have been updating it, then you will not see the updated version. So we need to resubmit.
Um, that's true. Like if you just shared the web link to me, then yes, every time you make changes, hit publish. I will only be able to see the changes once you hit publish. If you attached in there the actual Google site itself, then I'll be able to see it either way, whatever you do.
Okay, thank
Um,
you.
but I don't care which way you did it, as long as you still can edit it until the last day, if that makes
All right.
sense. you know. So trying not to be confusing, but technology can be confusing at times. Um, so then we got to the hyperdoc. So yeah, so this one will be the actual Google Doc you attach in there when I think it was due like yesterday by 8 a.m. or whatever it was. So hopefully you've hit submit in there. I haven't gone through and marked it yet. I noticed there's a few people who hadn't, and I didn't even look at the comments yet. Yeah, I'd prefer it not be in the chat. Actually attach it into the assignment. But thanks, Carla. So that's that one. Simone, please jump in.
as you going through the stuff, I'm going through it with you step by step, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
even seeing I'm missing stuff, but I actually did them.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I haven't done is the work you just posted today.
Right. And
So
and you shouldn't have it done, so that's okay. No worries.
okay.
Okay. So
So even
maybe
if we miss the due date, it's okay or
no. If even if you've missed the due date, please hand it in anyway. Okay.
okay. Mm,
Yes, please. Okay. I will be going back and cycling through all of these assignments at the end of the week and just making sure I caught everybody and everything. There's a whole rabbit hole of debate that I often have with myself around my own students where flexible due dates, um, I think I want to really promote learning, and you guys are all adults and you guys all have, complex home environments. I do too, right? And I'm interested in seeing learning, not so much worried about a due date exactly per se. Um, but that said, after Friday, I'm hoping to be done too. I want to start my vacation with my students or my own children as well. So anyway, not to talk too long. And then day 6, we did a Flipgrid video where you had a chance to make a comment. I've definitely heard from some of you saying, I use this already. It's fantastic. Awesome. I really recommend all of you play there. If we had more time, I would have had you guys create an assignment and have you guys actually use it as an educator, and we'll all comment on your questions. But but we didn't have time for that. So, but Flipgrid's a big deal, so I would certainly get you to use that. But somebody had a question, hand went up. Please. Yeah, Marcia, go ahead.
Mr. Henry, I missed 2 days because I was at school doing some graduation preparations. Still am.
Yes. Yeah.
But does it have a video about Flipgrid or a recorded video that I can follow to catch up?
Yeah, good question, Marcia. It really, if you click on this link, it'll take you to my Flipgrid question. It looks like this. When you click that link there in the Google Classroom, it takes you here. It has me, asking the question in a little video, but really the question is written here in words. And then all you really do is just hit record here, and then you have about a minute and a half to make a response to the question. And the beauty of it is the students can even go and watch those videos and make comments on it. Anyway, so it's not a huge assignment. It doesn't take terribly long or anything like that. I really just wanted you to have an experience with Flipgrid so that it hopefully inspires you to play with that and use it with your own students. So that
Okay,
one,
thank you.
yeah, that was not a really big one. This choice board assignment, we kind of did this actually in class, right? So, and I think I have it right here. So when you click on this link, this is just a collaborative document we did in class where you guys are essentially sharing with me, but actually sharing with each other, the viewable links of a few things, right? And it looks really good. I'll use mine as an example here. I just wanted you to put your name in there somehow, a picture, throw a border on it. Tell us the school you teach at. Oh, I need to edit that. Don't need 2 T's in Trinity. And then, your hyperdoc that you created, the viewable link to that. And then your website portfolio. Of course, the web link for that, nobody needs to edit your web page. And even later on, I'm going to get you guys to return to this, and we're going to add our Bitmojis, our Bitmoji classrooms here. The beauty of this is for me and for you is, a couple of reasons. One being, you get to celebrate each other's learning. You guys will be able to view each other's things and get ideas and inspiration. It's always my personal goal to meet other educators who, are interested in the things I'm interested in, so that hopefully we can collaborate and make our jobs easier, right? Like, I have plenty of teachers that we share stuff with all the time, and that way it saves work on all of us, right? Anyway, Hannah, jump in.
Good morning, all. Morning, Mr. Henry. I came in a bit late. I think you were speaking about the assignments. There was one that was our website, but I think the URL I sent to you, it has up to day 3. So I was wondering if that would be an issue.
I mean, ultimately, how about you and I connect during work time and just talk about the details of that, because I'll have to see what you're talking about before I can comment, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem.
So this was that assignment here in that teacher choice board assignment. We actually just did it in class together. Okay, so it wasn't meant to be anything that was overly time consuming. It should hopefully by now become an easy thing to be able to embed links and just attach all of that here. But it's an idea sharing and an opportunity to get inspired by others and what they do with this kind of stuff, right? So that was that one. That was day 6. And then day 8, I just posted this one, and ultimately, just so you're aware, this is kind of, in my opinion, this is your creative license. I don't really want to put too many rules, around what you end up creating. But ultimately, all images and GIFs are organized to fit your digital classroom, meaning, does it look like a classroom? Is your chair too big, right? Like Ingrid, go ahead. Okay, maybe I'll move on then. But just jump in, Ingrid, whenever you're ready. The second one there, maybe that's a little bit too small. I'll try and make it a little bit bigger. Don't want.
Sorry, my
Go
mic
ahead.
was turned off.
No worries.
So after we create the Bitmoji classroom and we put in a video and the children use the link to go on the video, how do they get back to the classroom?
Oh, really good question. Ultimately, you end up having to bring in a picture. I don't have mine open in the background here or anything.
So
I probably should. It doesn't take long to pull up here. Maybe it does. I don't know. My computer's not working terribly fast. Oh, that reminds me. I should probably let me finish this piece, and I'll come back to that. Okay.
yes,
I have
yes.
to unshare my screen and reshare because right now I'm sharing as a tab because we often play a song or something in devotion, and I haven't flipped it around. But let's talk. I'll finish talking through this, and I'll jump into that real quick. I'll answer your question. So then, number 2, represent your personality and interest as a teacher. For me, that's like a Tim Hortons coffee cup or whatever, your room is always going to reflect your personality. Your physical room in your school is always going to reflect your personality and how you want to teach. And the digital classroom should be the same thing. It shouldn't seem empty. It should seem that you've actually included what matters. Number 3, represent what you teach, the subjects, the courses, etc., with pictures, right? Meaning, for me, it's my math textbook, my science textbook. The pictures of the links where I want them to go regularly on the web to find, so they're not Google searching, right? That's an endless pit. It should help them get to exactly where you want them to go. So it's simple and easy because they've bookmarked your start page at the beginning of the year and understand what it is and its purpose. And that way, when you say, hey, I want you to go to IXL, they just go to your start page, click the link, and off they go. That's kind of stuff. It's supposed to make your teaching easier, right? Number 4, embedded links to those pictures that lead to various learning opportunities. That could be websites, other Bitmoji rooms, online lessons. And this list is forever, right? Like there's a bazillion things out there that you could link to. And, pretty much that's all my expectations. Even the video that I asked you to do, you don't have to do that. Personally, I didn't start that way. That was my extra. So I'm leaving it as an extra to you too. So because I want you to truly make it your own. And like I heard somebody say, "Oh, we learned this last year, but I never used it." Oh, well, you may not use this. I hopefully you do. But ultimately, Google Classroom, I've found the more students use Google Classroom, uh, they're not inspired by Google Classroom. They're really not. It's helpful for organizing assignments and marking things and all that sort of stuff, and we use it because of that. But Google Classroom in itself gets old for students pretty quick. But your Bitmoji Classroom, that holds a lot more interest for them in organizing their world. Kids are visual, and they like to. Anyway, won't go on and on. So you truly create it the way you want to create it. I'm just trying to help you to figure out ways to make it interesting, right? And so, when I throw out Web 2.0 tools, hopefully that's not a strange word. It's basically just websites that are interactive and allow it to be run like a program, not just something you're reading, right? So there's interactivity in Web 2.0 tools. So that's this, and I'll help you with that today. I'll give you some work time on that today. Okay, Clifton, you got a question?
Yes. And in changing the background of a of an image or making it transparent, what are the steps you have to follow?
I'm gonna give you guys work time for this, and you can ask me whatever you want. I'm gonna give you about 45 minutes, an hour, and I'll help you with whatever question you want today. Okay, so we're gonna work on this again today. Okay, and I will answer all those questions. And then that's the last assignment I have in here. Um, our last thing I want to teach you is Google Forms and self-marking quizzes. And so one more assignment will go in here, and I'll give you, I want to start teaching that at the end of today without the assignment, and then I'll teach it more tomorrow, and then I'll give you lots of work time on that one tomorrow. And then that's Thursday. And then Friday is just going to be like work time, catch up time, hopefully a bit of a celebration of learning in our own time as well. I'll ask you guys, to share what you've learned and what's inspired you on the Friday. And then at around, I think 11, is it 11 o'clock your time, I think? 11 o'clock your time on the Friday, the ministry will have that ministry celebration of learning where I'm asking for a volunteer to present. And they tell me that'll take about an hour and a half or something like that. Um, and so that's our whole week. So really there's only this Bitmoji assignment and then a Google Form assignment. Google Forms has changed the way I teach too. It's a really big deal item. Anyway, Claire, jump in, ask a question.
It's re the Flipgrid assignment. I attempted twice, but for some reason my video never uploaded, and I'm not certain why.
Really? Maybe during work
Yes.
time, you and I could jump in a room and we can walk through that. That's strange. It certainly
Okay.
should work for you. It might be your technology at your end or the Wi-Fi connection or something like that. But you seem to have a good Wi-Fi connection right now, so I'm
I
not sure.
do.
That's a good question. I'm not sure
Mhm.
what that could possibly be. Flipgrid is meant to be like, simple, right? And that's how it's supposed to work. Um, and certainly, I'll help you with that later on if needs be. Okay.
Thank you.
Um, all right. Hopefully that makes sense around all the assignments. And then, of course, on the Friday, you're going to hit submit on your website, and then I'll go through on the Friday and do a whole bunch of marking there. Okay. So just to do another little ditty, don't want to spend too much time here because I certainly want to give you guys time to do your work. Our eighth element here on digital citizenship is actually health and wellness. And I think this one in particular has been a really big deal where I am anyway. How do you stay healthy with sitting on computers all the time, right? And so this is actually a really big topic. Some of them being carpal tunnel, um, you know, just physical strain. When I was doing my master's, I started getting carpal tunnel in my forearms here with all the typing I had to do, writing papers all the time and sitting online. And, I basically, once I finished my master's, the carpal tunnel went away, right? There is a point at which things are too much. Even my wife is she works from home too, online in her job, and she's saying too how the orientation of her desk and her chair, if it sits too long in one spot, it starts hurting your shoulders and things like that, right? So that's certainly a concern. Eye strain, poor posture. I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'4". I don't have the greatest posture, and that certainly starts hurting my back too over time. So um, and then there's the other things like, internet addictions, right? Gamers or, pornography or, you name it, right? Some social media, people just on social media all the time, Facebook, Instagram, overtime, right? All that stuff, families, people can spend their whole life in those places and families can't survive in the midst of that, that's certainly a big issue. And, I threw in these last two myself here, like just balancing time and balancing priorities. That in itself is, as teachers of technology, I'm be the first to admit that it can take too much time, which is why, truly, one of the reasons why I started creating my cathedral online as I did, because I want it to take less time. and now all my resources are just right there available. And that's, I gotta say, it saves me a ton of time. I'm not reinventing the wheel anymore. But again, I'm teaching the same thing year over year. And I'm not in a big hurry to change what I'm teaching because I'm more interested in doing new things in the sense of helping you guys or new opportunities. I don't want to have to go back and replan all my lessons. I want to move on to the next thing, maybe become a principal or a vice principal or something like that. And I really have an interest in teaching adults, and you guys are my first adults. So there you go, and you guys have made this so much fun. So, and I want to turn it over to you guys. Where are things at in your guys' context here? What's the Dominican concern in regards to health and wellness?
Um, I'm not too sure. Um, but all I can say is that everybody definitely, because of how the world set up with the online stuff, everybody knows that we're going to face different problems, sorry, or issues with our body. For example, like here we can see eye straining and maybe back pain and different things. So it's not nothing new. I mean, everybody expecting that. I'm not sure if I answered the question properly, but
No, that was a
that's
good
it.
answer. You know, one of the things, I don't know, have you guys ever seen one of these things? And I don't know if my camera's going to do this well, with this thing here. I had to buy one of these. This goes in front of my keyboard, and it's basically for my wrists. It basically lifts up my wrists like this because I end up resting them on the terrible posture, right? And it lifts up my wrists so that I don't get carpal tunnel now. Um, I ended up having to buy, a mouse. This is my mouse that has, the same thing for my wrist here to be able to lift up my wrist so that, I don't end up having the end up the kink in my wrist like this. It ends up straightening out so I don't end up getting the carpal tunnel. Um, even the chair. My wife, she likes to sit on a bouncy ball. Um, that she finds that's way better posture. It forces her back to actually be up straight. I can't sit on those little balls, but back issues are certainly for me. Though. Anyway, go ahead, Carla. Jump in.
Exercise ball. Is one of those exercise balls, those big, big things that they use? I would like to try one just
Yeah,
for fun.
she went on Amazon and bought just one of the really big ones, and then yeah, she works all day sitting on an exercise ball every day. Right? She loves it. It's way better for her. So, it doesn't work for me. I'm not saying it works for everybody, but I'm just a big guy, like those little balls. I'm not even if I'm sitting here on the table and then I sit on the ball, it's like the ball makes me go down, because I'm just a big guy, right? Really tall, big guy, and so the balls don't work for me, and then my posture gets worse, and it's worse for carpal tunnel, But I'd certainly recommend trying it if you're looking for something like that for sure. They're not very expensive. Other thoughts around this topic of digital
Yeah,
health and wellness?
Okay.
Miss
Sorry, there we go. Mm.
Yeah, well,
This is
Henry, based on what we are seeing right now, the examples that you're showing, well, I can speak for me. I'm not too sure if it's affecting everybody. But the carpal syndrome, yeah, you showed that pad a while ago. I had to get a special pad for my wrist because it was affecting my wrist, giving me almost like a callus there. And even now, as we are sitting with you from whatever time until I have to, after we are through, I must go to the field to do some running, some exercising for proper blood circulation, but because it's affecting me. So I do not know for everybody, but in that way, as soon as we are through for the day, we must go to the field to do some running.
Yeah, I have to do some exercises too, just to keep my back from getting sore. I'm at the age where I have to move. Otherwise, things get worse physically and quick, for sure. Claire, were you going to say something?
Yes, I was going to say I'm of the belief that online learning or online classes should be asynchronous. I don't believe students should sit for an extended period in front of the computer because then it enables or it causes eye strain and then the poor posture because your skeleton stays in one position for too long and then you stare at the screen and then technology, although it has improved, still causes a strain on the eye. And I have filters in my glasses to assist me with sitting in front of the computer all day. So I don't know. I don't believe kids should sit like when we were in under lockdown. I just don't think kids should sit the entire day in front of a screen from I believe classes should be asynchronous. The material is there. Um, the kids can leave comments and then you can meet with them. But this thing about sitting an entire day in front of a screen, I don't think it's healthy.
Thank you for your point of view. I actually agree with you, for sure. Carla, you want to jump in?
I was wondering if it's because of our timetables or the amount of work that we send for them, because children are supposed to exercise every day, they're supposed to socialize and have some little physical activity and play naturally, just play, and use their own brains and develop their own games, their own rules, and all their own things instead of just we want to occupy them for an entire day. It is given to the teachers to just occupy children as if they are babysitters. So the parents go to work, do whatever they are doing, and then they leave everything up to the teacher to occupy the students. So then more and more subjects are being added to the curriculum, or subjects are being added to the timetable for the teacher to teach, to keep the children occupied and to give them whatever skill that is necessary for their survival in the world. And I don't think everything should be given to the teachers to do, because then if everything is given to you to do, then you have to prove what is the work you are doing, what is the skill, and you have to have lesson plans and you have to have what kind of learning path. So that is what is causing all the hours of children sitting, because we are packing in so much work for them to make sure that the hours are filled and the time is taken up, that they just have to be there.
Well said. Well said. Mary and Shanice.
Based on what Carla and Claire said, I wonder if the students are really feeling the strains of being at the computer, because even after maybe the teachers are done with them, that's what students do all the time. They are always on their devices instead of maybe going on the field to run around to get into activities where they'll be able to exercise themselves and whatever. They hardly do it. They are always on the devices. So I'm wondering if they're feeling the strains as we do. I'm wondering.
Good question. Shanice?
Um, what I try to do is even if we use devices in my class, I try to plan my lesson where they are using the devices, but there's a time when they can put down the device and work together as groups, move around the classroom so that they're not sitting all day in front of the device. Because if we give them a chance, the way they've grown up is sitting in front of a device all day is fine, because in school they're in front of a device. When they go home, their parents go to them, go and do something on your tablet or go read something on your tablet or something like that. Not go outside and play. Go outside and play is no longer a norm. The norm is go sit on your tablet and talk to your friend, or go sit on your tablet and watch a YouTube video.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that is what Henry was saying yesterday. It's like the parents are using technology as an entertainment tool. So when you are exposed to it at your home, it becomes a norm to you. That is what a computer is supposed to be used for, to watch the movie, to watch the movie.
yeah. As a babysitter, to be
And
exact. Yep.
he was in grade 6 and even in grade 5 when he got tablet, and so that's all he used to do. Go on TikTok, go on some kind of thing, download things, and he's playing for the entire afternoon on the device. And so he's never doing anything in the house. He's just not washing dishes, he's not doing anything, sweeping the floor, nothing. As soon as he gets home, he changes his clothes and he's on the device until it shuts off the battery is run down and he cannot do anything else except breathe some fresh air because that is by mother is not there, she's working, and that is his babysitter, that is what he does every afternoon.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's common. Hanel, do you got something to say? Or maybe that's just accidentally bumped. Um, yeah, I that those are very common things where I'm from too. Even my own children. My wife and I think this is a parenting issue, and it's made it harder for parents because of the pandemic. Um, you know, I think being a parenting parent is one of the most important and hardest things you will ever do in your life, especially if you're going to do it well. And it's one of those things you never know when you're actually doing it that well. And you could do it perfectly, and it still isn't going to be perfect. Um, you know, people are people. So that said, I think parents are trying the best they can, but most of the time, anyway, and it's still hard. My wife and I, we're often kicking our kids off of technology. But like many of you said, that's where they want to be, because it's fun. Um, and games are meant to be fun. So in that sense, they're kind of addictive too. And so this is not an easy issue. We certainly try to put limits on our own kids on how much they're online, but I don't think we're always doing that right either. So yeah, I think this is an ongoing issue. Kids should not be there all day. I agree. Uh,
I wanted to add, Henry, as well.
mhm. Go ahead.
I like to look at things in a balanced view. So I also think we can consider the positive aspects of the increase in technology. So for example, we have a whole lot of wellness apps that have been developed that assist people in becoming more aware of things that they can do to better their mental health, their physical health, and so on. So these are positive things I believe that would contribute um, to your health and wellness in terms of technology. And also, in the light of the pandemic, it also helps people in staying in touch with each other. So again, I think to me, looking at it from that perspective, it is a positive and not necessarily just all negative.
Yeah, thank you for throwing that in. That's so true. It's creating an opportunity for us in learning and in business and in all kinds of things, and that's why we're moving in that direction. Those positives are definitely there, and we can't ignore them. But I think it's just kind of like our walk with Christ. It's never something that we've achieved. It's something that we have to continue to talk about and question and try to find a balance for. Um, you know, for me personally, I have this conversation often with my kids and with my wife. Because there's this common thing here in Canada, or maybe not Canada, but where I live, where where kids don't have to ever be bored anymore. Kids will actually say out loud, "Oh, I'm so bored," and it's said by kids to parents kind of as like a call to solve my problem for me. I'm bored, so mom and dad, find out a way to entertain me. And I'm of a different opinion. I'm like, actually, boredom has to happen before creativity happens. The moment I hear my kids say I'm bored, I'm like, great. Now, how long are they going to be bored until they figure out how to solve their own problem and become creative? And then, that'll often be their thing. If it's the complaint I'm bored, then they're trying to convince me that I'm supposed to turn the technology back on for them. And it's like, no, 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 I'm not doing that. That to me just says we're now just that bit closer for them to actually get creative on their own, and use their brains and learn to have fun, because I don't want to solve that boredom issue for them, because then I prevent them from becoming creative, if you know what I mean. So Thanks, Joan. Here, I'm just quickly going to read your message here. Oh, well said. Absolutely. You might look at my stuff and go, Henry, you spent way too much time online creating this stuff. And that's probably true. At the same time, now that I've created it, I'm really hoping to do the complete opposite, where I'm spending so much less time online and spending more time with my family, with my kids, with my students, um, all that kind of stuff. Well said, though, Joan. That definitely needs to be a good balance there, too. We could go forever on this topic. I do want to kind of leave it there, but hopefully I also kind of encourages you to have these conversations with your own students and your own kids and spouses, and just continue this conversation, because I think it's the conversations that lead to awareness, and awareness leads to better decision making, hopefully, anyway. All right, moving on here a little bit. I want to give you guys. We've been going for about an hour. Do you guys want to have a 15-minute break right now before we jump into the Bitmoji? Um, that's ultimately what I want to do for the next hour. Help people with their Bitmoji classrooms. Hopefully, you get them done in class here, and it doesn't mean it ends up being a ton of things after class.
Sure.
Yeah, would you guys like a break?
Sure. Sounds good.
15 minutes,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Yes.
do a 15-minute break. That brings us
Yeah.
back at 10,
9:45.
10:45. Yeah, let's do 10:45.
9. 9.
Is it 9:45? Trying to
Yeah.
7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9:45. My bad. Thank you. 9:45. Trying to add the 2 hours here, and my math isn't very good. So we'll see you guys back here at 9:45. Okay. Talk to you soon.
Hello?
Hello, I'm here. I'm just waiting for everybody to come back. How you doing, Imelda?
I'm fine.
Yeah, you had a question, didn't you? I think.
What's the question?
Go ahead.
Uh, I'm asking what's the question?
Oh, I thought, didn't you earlier on in the class have a question? But maybe I'm forgetting now. It's been a little while. Somebody had a question. I don't remember who it is now. No worries.
Yeah, you said you would
Hello.
deal with
Oh,
something.
sorry. Mm.
Ingrid, I think.
So what is it we're doing now?
I'm going to. I'll explain that here in a second. Thank.
Oh, okay.
Um, Claire, did you have something you wanted to say?
I was just wondering, would now be a good time to look at the Flipgrid?
Yeah, maybe I can take a quick couple seconds here. Um, like the Flipgrid is really that link. Like if you go to Google Classroom and find that link here, where does it say it?
Mr. Henry,
Hello, Marcia.
I would like to add to the Flipgrid, but I'm not yet ready.
Yeah, if you just go to the Google Classroom, it's day 6 here, and there's a link here, right? When you click the link, it takes you to this website. Okay, and really it's just press play to this little video. I'm really just talking about this question, and then think about a response for that, and then hit this little record button. Now, why in the world that record might not work on yours? First off, it might be because of the settings of Chrome. Um, you often, whenever you hit record, you're going to have to, there's this little lock. I don't know, maybe that's a little bit too small to see, but right on the URL on the front end, there's a lock button, and you have these permissions that Chrome has to go through. If you go to site settings, because every site has its own settings, you certainly have to have, the camera has to be on allow. Um, it's usually just set as default ask, but then you have to hit allow. So
Okay.
you might want to make sure it's not on block, right? Make it allow or as ask. And then same with the microphone, that has to be on allow, certainly not block. If it's block, then it won't work, right? So make sure that's the case. I think the moment you change that, I think it saves it. And then it'll probably ask you, like, notice for me it says now reload because I changed the settings. So you hit reload and then it applies it to the page, and then it should be able to work. Outside of that, I'm not sure why you may or may not be able to do that. You could do also if you're.
Sorry.
Yes,
Sorry,
Claire?
could you just go through this again? Where did you click to change the settings? I
Yeah.
missed.
Do you know on the
Oh, on the
U
lock. Okay.
Yeah,
All
there's
right.
a little lock there on
Oh,
the
yes.
URL. Click
Hmm.
on that, and then this site settings. Um,
Okay. They both say allow. When I open, camera says allow microphone.
yeah, that if that's the case, here's a workaround for you.
No, sorry. I think it recorded, but when I clicked on upload, I think nothing happened. I thought it was because maybe my screen was too dark, but then I see someone has a black screen and it uploaded the file, so I'm not certain. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
yeah, I'm not sure
Mm.
either, but
I'll
but
attempt again.
yeah, just
I'll
attempt
attempt.
again. A
Mm.
workaround, if it really doesn't work, you could also try. And I actually had intentions of having us play with making videos as well, with either Screencastify or Awesome Screenshot. But you can certainly use
Mhm.
either one of those to make a quick little minute-long comment and upload that if you want to the Google Classroom. You could certainly do that as well. Um,
Okay. I also had difficulty with the awesome screenshot.
oh, really? Um, let me get everybody started here, and
Yeah,
then
we can maybe
and
do this at the end of the day. It
no,
doesn't
no,
have to be now.
we're
Okay.
gonna do a work time. So I definitely want to have these conversations. Um, I want to give us, in truth, let me put you guys in my teacher hat for a little bit because you guys are all teachers. Um, I personally, in my teaching, I find Bitmoji classrooms to be a game changer when it comes to how I teach, which is why I'm spending time there. Hopefully it's something that makes your teaching more interesting and more interesting for your students. That's why I'm spending time there. My students just love this the moment I started teaching this way. That's why I'm spending time there. I think kids love it. So if you can, um, that's why I have an assignment here, and I want to spend the time here today making sure you guys learn that. Second to that is Google Forms is the last thing I want to teach, and that is also, in my opinion, a game changer. It changes, how assessment's done. You don't even necessarily have to be around when they do the assessment. All the different uses for it. I don't want to dive into this moment, but that's why I want that also to be. I wanted to spend some time introducing it today and then teach it some more tomorrow and then have work time tomorrow um, to finish that. And it's not even a large assignment, it's a very small one to create a self-marking quiz that I will teach you how to make. But how we do that in the next 2 days, um, I'm flexible. Truly, I am. I really want to make this something that's helpful to you, and maybe you can get it done in class. I'm not necessarily trying to create a bunch of homework for you. I'm just trying to get it so that you guys um, know the technology, and then we'll also use it. That's my goal, because I know it'll make your life easier. So between you and me, I'm more flexible about how the next 2 days go. Friday is going to be strictly a help you finish assignment day. We're going to start the morning for I think we have about an hour and a half, 2 hours, where I'm literally going to turn it to you guys and say, how do you want me to help you finish all these assignments? I won't introduce anything new on Friday. And then your time at about 11 o'clock, we have that ministry celebration, and then that's it. That's our class time. So I want you guys to know I'm flexible about how we do those two things as long as we accomplish both. I'm a very happy guy, and I think it sets you guys up for hopefully, I don't know if revolutionizing your teaching would be the right word, but certainly sets you up for new ideas and uses for technology for sure. And then that just starts spiraling into hopefully something that truly you make your own and you can enjoy. Um, that said, so that caveat is now, I want to just say I'm going to let you guys this is work time, creating time. Even the Bitmoji part where you're like, Mr. Schellenberg, I can't put a Bitmoji onto my Bitmoji classroom. I actually don't care. I don't think the Bitmoji part of that is the biggest deal. I think it's just something kids like, right? So if you can figure that out great in time, that's fine. But if you don't have your Bitmoji character on there, I don't really care. That's not even a part of the assignment. If you notice what I put into the classroom there, just as a couple of ideas. Again, I'll say this: you do not have to put a video into your slide. That I just showed as a way, especially because many of you guys are teaching in the lower grade levels. It's just a way to make it so that it's simple for your kids, and then they don't go to the wrong places and all that kind of stuff, because that matters, right? Um, you know, this page for me, this is my Bitmoji classroom, and it represents my personality, right? I want you guys to just make it your personality. This is my school. This is this is the symbol for my school and my country, and these are our sports teams and the logo for our sports teams, right? This is the link to my comm room. By the way, my comm room is not in this Google slide. Notice on the left-hand side, I only have 6 slides, and some of those slides aren't even classrooms. Only this one's math, and this one's science. I'm trying not to make this slide too large, because then your computer slows down a lot. If you definitely want that as an encouragement to you guys, you could have your Bitmoji classroom be only one Google slide, And then, every link from that slide goes to potentially a brand new document. That way each Google slide document doesn't get too large to slow down your computer. So that's definitely also an issue potentially for you. So just be aware of that. That said, um, I do want you guys to have pictures that have embedded links that take you to places. Hopefully takes you to places in your Google Drive, like assignments, things that make your students' lives easier, like their timetable, learning expectations, all that kind of stuff. Um, I was explaining to, I think after class yesterday, one of my links here, if my students end up discovering it, is to, for example, expectations about how they're supposed to do stuff, right? I link those kinds of things right into it. So, if my student isn't, following my expectations, one of my things I will say to them right away is, I want you to go read my expectations again and then come back and tell me what they are. Because we had this conversation already. So now it's your job to, and then it's right on my start page, so that that makes that expectation thing easier for me as a teacher. Now the onus is on them to go there back and tell me, right? By them not listening to it, they've just created a job for themselves, essentially. Right now, I don't remember off the top of my head where I had that link around, um, you know, learning. Like I have a websites on learning, and I don't know, my brain isn't working right now. That said, there's all kinds of stuff I link in here that relate to things that are valuable to me as a teacher. Oh, sorry, I think it's hot tips. This button in the bottom corner about hot tips. This to me links to this a website about academic stewardship, and you know after 24 years of teaching, I can't help but notice that there's certain things students do that leads to success and other things that lead to absolute failure. And what are those things, And so I put out, tips for students and even tips for parents. I share this with my parents, educating them around how I teach, and how they can help their kids be successful in my classroom. Um, you know, the different teaching styles that I teach by, and how I group kids by their teaching style. And I share with them even this academic stewardship rubric. Um, and we had this debate after class. Some people stayed, I think it was yesterday, the day before, where Alberta curriculum, we do not have in our curriculum an assessment for, the skills of learning. They talk about the skills of learning, but not the assessment of, and this is just my personal opinion. I created kind of a rubric around, the things that I find, if students do these things, then they will be successful, um, and it just creates a conversation piece that I have with students. When they don't do these learning things, I say, hey, go read my hot tips. Okay. And then we want to have a conversation about that. Right. And then when they're done reading it, I come back and now we have an informed conversation around what leads to success. Right. So I really just make and don't get me wrong, I'm not expecting you to create everything I've done. No. Please lower your expectations. This is a year's worth of building, and there's no way that I want you to put that expectation on you today. You are only creating a starting point. What is a realistic starting point for your classroom, so that you can use this and actually use it with your students? Even this book here, when my students are done their work, I say, so you have these choices, and they go, oh, I'm done all those things. Okay, now go read As a Man Thinketh, and then it's right on my start page, and then they go read that book, right? So really just, I want you to make something that you will use and make your life easier as a teacher. So that's why I'm saying to you also, sorry, this is my plug that's probably taking too long. When I say, create a Bitmoji classroom, I only have 4 expectations there, and they're kind of vague, right, on purpose, because I want you to create something that is meaningful to you, not something that's meaningful to me, if that makes sense. So create a starting Bitmoji classroom that you'll actually use. And I am very happy with that. Okay. So one last thing I'll say here. Um, this one here, the com room, is a completely different Google slide, because everything that's happening here in this Google slide with the video attachments, um, it's too much data. It slows down my computer. And so when I'm working on my com room, I want it to be completely different slides so I don't slow down my computer all the time. So that's what I mean by creating different Bitmoji classrooms if you want to. I'm not expecting you to do this for yours, only if you want to, right? So just be aware of that. This is another way, that I do this. This is my homework every day. I know I do it in Google Classroom, that I use Google Classroom to make due dates, and that's valuable. But at the end of the day, I might quickly type this out and go math and science. This is what you need to do, right? Be aware, because there's plenty of my students who won't even look at Google Classroom, and they're terrible at organizing it, even hitting due dates and things like that. And it's probably my fault as an educator, but I definitely want kids to have the onus of learning on themselves. I don't want the onus of their learning to be on me. I'm trying to make that switch in grade 7 so that they become the masters of their own education. Shilton, jump on there.
Could you please zoom in a bit because it's a bit small? Thank you.
Sure. And this is not even a Bitmoji classroom, but this is a Google slide. No, interesting how, okay, it's making the text bigger. Sorry, I'll have to zoom in the other way. I'll have to zoom in here. 200, ooh, maybe that's too big, right? But it's just really just me quickly putting together a Google slide. Each day I'm actually just duplicating that slide, right? And then I'm, changing the text. So it's minimal work. And on a busy day, sometimes I don't even do this, but most days I do. It's like, what's the homework? And I'll even share this with you guys if you want, because I'm a big believer in sharing and not having to duplicate work. What's overdue, what's coming up, right? That sort of thing. Quick little review with kids at the end of the day so that, and this is the same thing with math. What's homework, what's overdue, what's upcoming. So I use these things in different ways, is all I'm just trying to inspire you to, but make it your own. That said, I will probably stop talking now. I want you guys to be able to have work time. Where is it? Here it is. And I'm going to give you guys, if you want an hour, I'll give you an hour. If you want 2 hours, I'll give you 2 hours. I'm hoping you're going to get it done in my class, not for homework, because you will, if you're going to use it, you'll continue to develop this as you use it. So you just want a good starting point where you have a room that makes sense. Okay, hopefully that's fair. So I'll turn it over to you guys, and I'm hoping to start Google Forms and at least teach it to you at the end of today, but I can also start that tomorrow morning too. Okay, so I'm turning it over to you. Work time. If you want me
Henry,
to show you something, what can I show you? Yes, Clifton.
share with us all what you're willing to share.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's a good motivational tool.
Yeah, sure. If you guys want view access to this, you are welcome to have it. It's coming. I'll create a link for you guys, and if you want it,
Speaking
you're
of
welcome.
sharing,
Yeah,
speaking
this
of
is.
sharing, Henry,
Sorry?
you mentioned yesterday rubrics. You
Okay.
you recall you had to share this with us.
Yeah, I'll share that with you too.
Thanks.
I think this is just my homework Google slide. You guys will have you know you guys will have just view access to this, and so you would just open it up and make a copy for yourself, and then it'll be in your drive, right? This one, yeah, and keep in mind these are just my opinions. Don't even feel like this is how they do it in Canada. No, this is just a discussion piece for me, and I can send kids here. This is, by the way, this is a published to the web version of a Google Doc. That's why it looks like this. So I don't want kids to change it, and I don't necessarily want them to make copies of it or anything. So this is a published to the web version of a Google Doc. So I would just need to dive into my drive here to be able to make this, to find this for you if that's valuable to you guys. It just becomes an easy discussion piece with parents, with students, and an educational piece. What was it called again? Tips. There it is. I'll share this with you guys too if you want. I think I have somewhere around 30 tabs open right now, so it's not moving terribly fast. Okay, anyway, I will share this with you here. Oh, there it is. Anyone on the internet with link and view, copy. This is the one. This is just learning ideas. Okay, so make a copy of that one if you want. And just to kind of shout out, I didn't spend time here, but this is same as PowerPoint. You just go File, Publish to Web, and then you get a link. And then when you publish a Google Doc to the web, it looks like this, which is kind of clean. It loads quickly. There's no ability to edit it at all. I use that from time to time too. Okay. All right. How can I help you? Ben.
For the people who are done with the Bitmoji classroom like me, can you post the assignment for Google Forms so I can get started on it instead of being bored?
Yes, absolutely. I haven't created it yet, so I can't just quickly throw it out there. But ultimately, you know, have you used Google Forms before, Shanice?
Numerous times.
Okay. Have you made self-marking quizzes before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so how about you? I'm gonna maybe quickly share tomorrow's PowerPoint. It's not fully developed yet, but I'll share it with you here in the chat stream, and then you can go to some of the videos. You might want to start building branching Google Forms. That's kind of a little more upper level stuff, and there's videos in there already on that. So let me find that real quick here, and then you're welcome to move ahead if you like. I'm
Okay,
totally
thank
fine
you.
with that. You bet. Good question.
Mr. Henry,
Yeah. How can I help you?
I would like to. You see how you had the Google written inside of the triangle, the rectangle, sorry.
Say again?
Okay, you see the box that has the Google thingy inside of it? You share in your screen right now.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about, yeah,
Yes.
this animated Google thing?
Right. Now for me, I would like to put it in my in let me show you what I'm talking about,
Sure.
if you don't mind.
Yeah. I'll stop sharing.
Okay. So I would like to write something in there, but
Double click in it. You should be able to write in it, I think. This
when
is
I
your
double
website?
click,
Oh,
yeah,
it's
that
a website.
day it. So I'm not sure if that's possible.
You know, is it animated bubble?
It's actually a GIF.
Yes. If it's, you're asking something that I actually don't know how to do. So,
Okay.
like if it was not an animated GIF, I would say, just have a regular bubble in Google Drive or in Google Docs, and then write in the bubble, and then, you know, screenshot it so that then it becomes a picture, and then save it and then upload it, if that makes sense. That's what
Okay.
I would do, but then it wouldn't be animated. You're just creating a picture essentially. Did I say that too fast?
No.
Okay, good.
So like where I'm at right now, I just Google it and I looking at different ones. I just put it to my um I open it, then put it to my thing, and then just edit it, kind of, right? To see what I'm saying inside of it.
Yeah, but you won't be able to build it in Google Sites, right? Like you'll have to build it in a Google Doc or a Google Slide,
Ah,
build it in one of those, and then screenshot it using Awesome Screenshot.
okay.
Yeah, as soon as you want it animated and you want to make changes to an animation, um, there you go, Shanice. That's the link to today's PowerPoint. And if you go down to the bottom, I think it's slide 910. They have videos there on how to create a branching Google form. Okay, so I recommend you start there. That's kind of cool, fun stuff, and really interesting, and time consuming. So don't spend too much time. Take forever. Okay, who else? Joan, jump in.
Ah,
Okay, quick question. I have created, because I have several accounts, Gmail accounts, the main account I keep forgetting to use my government account. So I created my Bitmoji and my website, no, my choice board in my main account, which is my primary account, not the government one. And now they are telling me I cannot share it because I don't own it. So I tried changing the ownership, but I cannot. So is there another option for that?
Do you want to share your screen? It helps if I'm seeing what the issue is actually, and then I can try and walk you through it. I got to tell you, from my perspective, I do everything from within my ministry account. That way I don't have these issues.
Well, we kind of just, because of COVID, got ministry accounts. So
Oh, so that's
before
very
that,
recent.
yeah, before that, everything was done. But we were not using it. We had it to record our grades, so just for grading system. So we were not using it as now.
Yeah, I understand. I think now that you do have them, it's in your best interest to make your life easier just to start doing everything school related from within the ministry account, especially also because the drive is endless, right? You never run out of memory space on it. Okay, so this is the assignment. Yeah, hit the share button. Yeah, that one. And then
You see my screen?
yeah, I can see your screen. So go back to your
You see in the portfolio?
yes. So hit the share button,
Okay.
the person with a plus sign.
Yeah.
You're going to have to
Yeah.
share it with your ministry account.
I
And
did that.
and I
I
sus
already did that. As you can see, it's there. And then when I click editor and I said make owner, this is what they tell me. Well, this is what
No,
they're
it's
saying
just
yeah,
click
now.
yes. It's
yeah,
just click yes.
yeah,
No,
just
no,
hit
no. That wasn't there the first time I did it. The first time I did it, they said I cannot. You see, that is what I got. Sorry,
okay.
transfer cannot of ownership cannot. That's what
Okay,
I'm
that's
talking about.
okay. Now just go into your ministry account and make a copy. Does
I
that make
also
sense?
did that.
And so then you should be working with the copy now in your
Yeah, I also did that. And when I tried to share it, and when I tried to submit it in the Google Classroom, it said I cannot share it because it doesn't belong to me.
Okay, so let's go to your ministry account and look in your Google Drive and let's find it. One thing that I do that may not be visible, um, because I need to keep it straight in my own head, is I'm not sharing my screen right now, but I actually do not mix tabs. And I do this for the sake of trying to keep it straight in my head, but I don't know if there's an added digital benefit. I never keep two different ministry, like my personal account, I have actually two personal accounts, Gmail accounts, and then I have my ministry Gmail account. I don't ever mix them in the same tab row, if that makes sense. I keep them in separate windows so it's clear in my head which tab is connected to which account, if that makes sense. So are we sure this is your ministry account now?
Hold on. I have too many things open on the internet is
Oh,
working
that's
very
so
slow.
beautiful. Look at that. You got your outdoor classroom. That's awesome. I like the animated planet. Love it. That looks good. Your kids are going to love this.
Yes, they are. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for, though.
Our librarian is building a
So many
library
things
classroom.
open. Oh. Mm. It's taking a while to load.
Yep, that's the ministry account. There we go. And then somewhere in here, you probably have to hit, my
So
drive.
I am not seeing the
You see how on the left-hand
code.
side, Joan, it has, yeah, hit my drive. And
Yeah,
you got, this is where all your stuff really is, right? And then there's your Jones digital
yeah,
portfolio. So open that guy up.
right. Okay, so it's open.
And so I think you should be able to make a copy of this. If you hit the snowman, the three dots, what are your choices? Yeah, there you go, perfect. What are your choices? Duplicate site. Duplicate the site.
Should I do
Yep,
that?
duplicate it.
Should I do that?
Yes, yes. And what this will do is make a copy that'll be owned by your ministry, right? So yeah, say duplicate. And it's nice that the word
Okay.
copy is on there because then you can differentiate the two, right? And so
All right.
now with a duplicate one, you can now post that to the Google Classroom. Okay.
All right.
So then you know which one you're looking for because it'll say the copy of, right? Jones Digital Portfolio. And I
Copy
don't
of
care that it
digital.
says that,
Yeah.
right? Nothing wrong with that because you want to keep them
All right.
differentiated.
Cool.
Okay, it looks good.
Cool.
All right. Does
Yeah.
that help?
All right.
So now when you're making your changes, keep in
Thank you
mind
so much.
you're only
Yes, it
changing
does.
one of them. You're not changing them both at the same time, right? So I recommend every change you make
Right.
from now on do to the copy of Jones Digital Portfolio. Okay? All right. Sound good? All right. Who else needs some help? You bet.
Henry, a quick question. How do you get to do the wording vertically? I noticed in the slides that you just sent of the homework notes, you have some scripts horizontal, vertically. How do you get that done?
You first off show me your screen and so I know what you're referring to. Did I lose you? There you go. Perfect. I think your mic is off right now. Keep that in mind. I can't hear you.
Okay.
There we go.
This one.
Oh, like the word task
Yes,
and week and day of. Did you make a copy of this yet?
I just did. Yes, so that should be the copy, is it?
Yeah, let's go to your copy and I'll show you how.
Okay.
By the way, I didn't actually make this. My team teacher did, and I
Oh,
really
nice.
liked it, so I made a copy for myself. And
Okay.
um, click on the words that are sideways. It's really
Mhm.
just a text box. Do you see that
Okay.
circle on the left with a line to that square? Click
Yes.
on the circle and play. Click and drag. Click and drag that circle.
Okay.
All right. That's how you
Right.
turn text in a slide.
All right.
Okay.
Nice. Thank you.
That was easy. I hope they're all that easy. Who else needs some help here?
I'm wondering, is now a good time to look at awesome screenshot?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Mhm.
Do you want me to share it so that I can show you, like do a little
Yes, please. Yeah.
tutorial? Okay, how about I do that then?
Yes, please.
And then if you want, we'll flip it around so that you could walk
Mm.
through it if you need be, right?
Okay.
Okay, so awesome screenshot. Maybe you missed that day, I'm not sure. It's really just a Chrome Web Store add-on.
I already have, yes, which
Okay,
I already have. Yeah.
okay, so you want to know how to screenshot and video record or
Yeah,
just one of
well,
the.
last night I attempted to do a screenshot and I couldn't. So I went the old-fashioned way. I used Windows.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
So really it's just, you have the record and capture. I use both functions quite a bit, but
Mhm.
of course capture by far. The visible part, if I click this right away, it'll grab just what you see on the
Oh.
page, or it'll be the full page. Like if you're on a web page,
Mhm.
and web pages can be pretty deep downwards, right? So you click that and it'll turn a screenshot into the whole web page, right?
Mhm.
But then I use this one most often, which is select area, and I think it'll work even here, right? Where I'm like, I could literally just click and drag.
Mhm.
You can, use these tools like this right off the bat, where you can start writing on it. I can blur things, you know. Um, I think I can paint on here too if I want to.
And sorry, how did you get the tools on the side? What did you do? You
Um, you know what? I'm not sure exactly. They just appeared a little while ago. Keep in
okay?
mind, if those tools don't appear to you, you could just hit capture. Okay,
Mhm.
I'll do that right now. This should work for you too. And then notice
Um,
the annotate button in the middle. So
okay.
you'd have to click on that,
Mhm.
and then those tools appear for you on the top too.
Oh
Okay,
yes.
this
Okay.
is how I'm actually used to doing it for years and years.
Mhm.
Um, that other thing was new. I often will screenshot something and highlight it by putting a circle around it or something,
Okay.
or I might put a square around it. I'm certainly often blurring things, certainly blurring students' faces or something
Mhm.
like that, because if I'm posting it online, I don't want student faces on there.
Mhm.
So you can do those things. You can even type on it, right? And change the color if you want, right? To whatever color you want, text, right?
Okay.
um, that sort of thing. And you can make it bigger if you want, smaller, change the font. Notice the pro versions, I don't pay for anything.
Okay.
Actually, that's not true. I do pay, I think, $24 a year for one tool. And maybe I should share that with you. Maybe you guys like it. But so then you do that and you hit save, and then you can hit the download button. There's certainly more, download as a PDF if you want, copy. I usually
Mhm.
just right click on it
Mhm.
at this point, and I just say copy image or save image. It just seems to be faster to me.
Okay.
And then, if I hit copy and head back to this PowerPoint here that I'm using, as soon as I paste that, right,
Okay.
it's a
Yes,
picture
great.
that you can put on there. So,
Thank you.
yeah,
I have another question.
sure.
I included a video in the Bitmoji classroom,
Uh-huh.
but then it won't. The playback feature was disabled. Is there any way around it?
How about you share your screen so I can see your context, and then I'll
Okay,
let you
sure.
know
Yeah.
if you can or can't.
So this is it. Oh, sorry. I need to share the screen. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Share screen.
Henry, while you get it set up, um, I need help with this Castify, Spring Castify.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, we'll probably have to do that after because I will have to see your screen. Okay. Okay. So what are you trying to do
No
here?
problem.
Hey, that's a nice looking page. I'm liking it.
I'm trying to keep it real. Excuse me, realistic. Because we don't
Yes.
have private personal. We don't have learning spaces attached to the teacher at my school.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm a big believer in realistic. You have to create something you'll actually use, right? Absolutely.
So this is a bit aspirational, but anyway.
That's okay. So you want your video to just play automatically?
It won't. Right. It takes me back to
Can you click on
what?
it?
Okay, sure.
It looks like a picture of the video, but maybe it's not. I don't know.
Oh, you see what
Video
it
on
says?
playback.
Sorry, hold. Sorry. Let me just get rid of this.
Yeah, just click off of it. I think there you go.
What it did last night when I did this, it took me back to YouTube, and it says that the playback feature
Okay.
was disabled, so you can only play this in YouTube. I was
Oh,
thinking,
that's
is
possible.
is
That might
there a
be a
way
new.
around this?
Let's go to actual YouTube and where that video is, and let's take a look at
Okay, sure.
what it is. This if this is true, that's something new to me, by the way.
I'm wondering, what if I were to download it into the Google Classroom? Could I like copy the video? Is that possible?
Um,
No.
there certainly are ways to
Hmm.
download videos off of YouTube and then put them in your drive. Um,
Here it
I
is.
think you're probably messing with copyright when you do that.
Oh, you are. Sorry.
So if this is the video, okay.
Hmm. Oh,
So what
sorry.
I
Hold
would
on.
do,
Hmm.
um,
Oh, dang, sorry, I lost.
yeah, we
Just go
need the
back.
actual video, yeah.
Oh, there it is.
So yeah, um, we would just grab the URL. You're probably doing everything right, but let's just go through it again. You grab the YouTube URL. Yeah, exactly. Copy that.
So I copy.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
And then go back in there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's delete the one you have there for now.
Okay. Oh,
You'd have to go on
oh.
yeah, there. Click delete. Just hit
Mm-hmm.
delete. Yeah, there you go. Now go insert.
It's good.
The technology is changing all the time. Video, hit
It's a
video.
video. Sorry, just hold on.
Yeah. Technology is changing all the time. So, by URL, right? Click the top by URL. There you go. Paste it in there. And then,
See, this is what it says.
yeah, you're not going to be able to insert that one. You just won't.
And I looked at several, and this was the one I really liked.
Mm-hmm. What you may have to do is you could probably put it in a quiet tube web page. You could try that, and then you're just linking to it, and it's just not in your
Okay.
your Bitmoji classroom. You might
Well,
have to go that way,
that could work. Because
right?
we have another way that we do at school. We download
Yeah,
onto the a hard drive, and then we upload to YouTube, and so you don't get all the other videos or any other thing else.
yeah. I think
I'm wondering, could I do? Oh, you said it would interfere with copy.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a copyright expert, but
Yeah,
as
neither
soon
am I.
as you download something that belongs to someone else, I think you have the potential to be, depending on
This
your
is
country's laws, right? You have the potential to be,
well, it's obscure here regarding the laws because I don't know
right.
really.
Yeah, I hesitate to say it. I'm just questioning it, going,
It,
copyright might be an
would it be
issue.
infringing on the right of the producer?
Yeah.
if I were to do that. So, as you said, paste the link in, and that's it.
Yeah. I personally
I could put
avoid.
an image. Could I put an image or as you
Yes.
said, quiet tube, and then put an image in here and put the link, and then I can link this back to the main room. I could do it this
Yeah.
way.
I would
Okay.
go, if you want an image for it, I would literally go back to YouTube, use awesome screenshot.
Okay.
Um, you know, yeah, go back to YouTube there. I
Mm-hmm.
would actually go back to the previous page.
Got it.
Or you could screenshot that picture right there of your video, right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whichever you like. If you like the thumbnail before or
Well,
this
let's
one,
just go. I'm in here. I'm in here.
right? If you like that thumbnail, grab
Mm-hmm.
awesome screenshot and see if it'll let you screenshot that thumbnail, right?
Okay, let's go.
Capture.
Capture.
Yep. Select
Selected
area.
all.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And now surround it the way you want it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then yeah, let go when you're happy. And then say, oh, see, you get all the little buttons too.
Oh
Hit
yeah.
copy. Yep.
Well,
Oh,
copy and not capture.
well, you're not going to edit it this time, right?
Oh,
So you
okay,
just
great.
it'll
Yes,
copy
copy.
it and then go
Mm-hmm.
back to your PowerPoint and get rid of this.
Mm-hmm.
Cancel.
Button.
You can cancel or hit the X. Cancel's at the bottom, X is in the top
Oh,
right.
sorry. Yes, cancel. Mhm.
And then paste. Did you get Quiet Tube
I have
inserted?
it. Yes, it's
Oh, I
it's
see it
right
there.
there. It's up
Yep.
there. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Why did it
But
not paste?
that's what I'm wondering. I'll try
Huh.
again. I'll try again. I'll try again. If I have difficulties, I'll let you know.
Yep.
Okay, let's just try again.
Yeah, I'd do it that way. Try it that way. Huh.
Let's go
That's
back.
interesting. You know, because you're on a PC, I can tell that you're on a PC.
I am, yes.
What you could do is you could use your actual snippet tool on your PC. Are you familiar with that?
Sure, I am.
Because I think it's
I've used it, but not
it's
here.
called Snip and Sketch, and it's an automatic something that comes with Windows. And that will work 100%. You'll just have to crop it so that you only have the piece left that you want, right?
Where would I find this?
Go to your Windows, bottom left, your window button. I pin it to my bar.
Oh,
So that
here,
it's
right
always
here.
yeah,
Right
that's
here?
right. Windows bar, click
Mm.
that.
Okay.
And then scroll down that list. And it's going to be under S. It's called Snip. I think it's called Snip and Sketch. So look for the word in your list there for your Windows list, not your web page list. You got to go back to that Windows button.
Okay, I will.
And because this works because it's always just whatever's on your screen you can snip, right?
Okay. I'm going to try awesome screenshot since I'm trying to learn to use this.
Uh-huh.
So I'll just try
It's just some web pages they don't allow right? Some web pages don't allow for whatever reason. I don't know why. Most places I go, I'm allowed.
Just say capture. Let's
Yeah,
see what
try
happens.
capture this time and see what happens.
Okay.
No, capture should open a new website. That didn't work.
Oh, okay.
Right, it should
So
open.
I'll use the snip and chat too. Okay.
It's called Snip and Sketch, I think.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, it should be in the list there of your Windows list. Oh, it's opening. It's just going slow. Let's see what it opened up. Oh, I don't know what happened. Your screen went black.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find Snip and Sketch?
I did not. Let me look again.
I think you had opened Calendar. There it is.
Oh yeah, here it is.
You passed it. It's under S there. There it is. Snip and Sketch. And then I think you just go New. I think. And then you can snip any part of your page, right? I pin this. I always pin this to my, because I use this kind of stuff a lot, right? I just pin it to my board in the bottom. You can right click on your bar at the bottom and say pin, and then it's always available and you don't have to dig it out, right?
I'm sorry. So, oh, it's okay. So I pin it to the bottom. How do I do that?
You know your bar at the very bottom, you have
Yes,
that.
yes, yes,
Just
yes.
right click on it,
Okay.
right click on it, and you'll have a
I,
choice to pin it.
I just did, but it isn't. So hold on, it isn't working.
It looks like you have it open a few times.
Oh yeah, it says pin to the taskbar.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, great.
And it works the same way with tabs in Chrome. You just right click on a tab and you can pin that tab, right?
So I go to, so now that I'm in it, so I have two windows open. Hold on, just a second.
Yeah, you only need one.
I've got several. Okay, hold on. Here we go.
Let's hit the X again. There we go.
Okay, now hold on. Let's hit again. Okay, so now I'm, oh, oops.
Why does that keep opening up? That's strange.
Okay, so,
so
I would click on new.
Yes, you'd have to be on the page you want to be on in your background, right?
Okay.
And then you'd hit new, and then select whatever you want.
Hold on. Sorry, let's just go back. So I have to go here.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't do it. Notice that was the page that yeah.
Okay, so I go here to.
You want to not make it gray, I guess, right?
Oh, sorry. What do you do?
It's like it's frozen or something.
It is.
Maybe just close the tab and open it again. I don't know. Too many things are going on. Maybe
probably
your RAM is being maxed out or something. You might have to reopen that page or hit refresh or something so it actually behaves properly.
So here we are. So I'm going to click on the taskbar.
Mm-hmm.
And I have two windows open at the moment. And what do I do when I do?
Just click open the program so it's in the front ground. So
okay, sure.
There, now hit new.
Oh.
And then it'll gray it out, and now you can do the same thing.
Oh, great.
And because it's really not on the website, it's actually taking your screen. It should work. And there it is. And I think it automatically puts it in your clipboard. You could edit it. You could edit it here if you want to, but I think
this is fine. This is fine as it is, so they can see how long the video is.
Yeah, and I think it's already in your clipboard, so you should be able to go to your Bitmoji classroom and paste it.
I'm sorry, it's in my clipboard.
It should already be in it. The moment you do this, it puts it in your clipboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where is the clipboard?
That is the real term for it. Whenever you copy anything, it actually, like Control C, whenever you use that function, it basically puts the memory of that thing you copied into digital memory, and it's called the clipboard, right?
Okay, yes.
And so it's in your digital memory. Now you should be able to just Control V for paste or do it that way.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Okay. And so now all you have to do is do the quiet tube thing, right?
And then link it into the picture and then link this back to the classroom. Thank you.
That's right. Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Hey, Clifton, you're waiting patiently.
Okay, I'm learning as you video. This thing, I wanted to be able to do the video of a demonstration that I'm doing while I'm speaking to my students.
Okay. Do you want
Using
me to?
the
I think if you.
screen I've been this stuff with it.
Oh, Screencastify. I know with your connection
Or the
issues,
other.
Clifton,
Yeah.
it may not work. It may not work to have you share your screen.
No.
So how about I share mine
Sure.
and I'll go through Screencastify.
Yeah.
Is that what you'd like?
Sure.
Okay. What is it? Chrome Web Store. I don't even have it installed right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna install. Okay.
So I'll have to quickly install
Well,
it.
we could leave that for another moment.
Okay.
Probably another teachable moment. Alright? But what we can go to is I'm building up this Google Classroom, and
Yep.
I'm using this clear background, make transparent the background.
Oh, you want
How
to? How did I do that?
Yeah, you can go over
Go to a new tab and say, remove JPEG, background, or make transparent, something like that.
that.
Um, and then this is I'll copy the link. This is the one that I like. It's dead simple. It's just remove.bg, and I just put it in the text stream for you.
Okay. Yeah.
And I use that one most often for that.
Mm-hmm. It's remove.bg.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
And then you just need to have your, picture in your drive or your hard drive or whatever, and just upload it. It has to be in your. If you're on a Chromebook, then it has to be in your Chromebook physical drive on your computer. You can't.
Yes.
You can't have it in the Google Drive, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. All right, then.
I have Screencastify here now.
Yep, Screencastify. Okay, wonderful.
So notice it says 5-minute limit per video. You have to pay for more than that, but that's okay. Most of our things we do. Google Meet creates full class ones, so that's solution. Even if it's not that elegant, but anything that's where I'm giving instructions to kids, I would use either Screencastify or what is it? My brain's stuck. Or Awesome Screenshot. Okay.
Awesome Screenshot.
Yeah, Awesome Screenshot does it too. So, so the beauty of this is you can either do your desktop or just a browser tab. If you're going to be talking about anything related to your buttons at the top, then you can't use your browser tab. That removes them. But if you want your desktop, then you get buttons. You have to set up your microphone real quick. You have to hit this allow, right, to make all of that work. Now I'm set up. And then I would probably, if I'm just teaching my students and talking to them, I would use webcam only. But if I'm showing them how to do something on a computer, then I would use this, right?
Yeah.
Microphone has to be on. I'd have to enable the webcam, and that is, I have 2 attached, but I would use this one. Just hit record, and I think I'm already recording. Oh no, that's to say which page I'm recording. You can't see this right now, but and I don't know why. I have 2 screens, and as soon as I hit that, it went to the other screen, so you can't see. But it's saying, do you want the entire screen or do you want a window? And so I'm using screen 2, and then it starts counting down like that, and now I'm on my video, right? And you can put stickers on here if you want to, while I'm recording. You can, I think you have a pointer here. Maybe you don't have a pointer, not in the free version by the looks of it. I can clear things right off the bat. There's a clear button, there's a back button. Oh yeah, here's my pen. I can write on the web page if I want. What else do I have here back? I can erase things with an eraser if I want. So you can show them things. There you have a rectangle tool, so you can say, oh, look at this part of the web page, right? And I think those are the only tools I have. Yeah, those are the only tools I have. And then of course you go up here when you're done. I think, sorry, there's a button here in the bottom left you can see, right? I can hit that, but there's also a button down here where I can pause the recording or I can end the recording.
Okay.
Okay. And then you get something like this. I'm going to skip the tour for now. You know, you could download this, export as an MP4. I would usually just download. You could also export an animated GIF. That's kind of neat, right? And it becomes a picture, which is kind of cool. And you could export just to audio only, which is a nice feature. Awesome Screenshot doesn't do that, right? If you want to just give quick instructions to your students, knowing that it's not going to be a video, it's just going to be audio, right? That's a nice feature to have. And then I think these either will go right into your drive. You might need to upload them to your Google Doc, upload them to you. If it goes on your hard drive in your computer, you'll have to upload it to your Google Drive, right? I think there's a way. Like
you would
notice,
have to you would have to set it up that it goes to your drive.
Yes.
The destination where you want it to be saved.
Yeah, like here, it is automatically connected to your Google Drive. Like I don't use this all the time, but it looks like you can choose what kind of link it's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, public, private, this looks kind of like YouTube. Again, I don't use this very often. You might have to play with this and see where this goes. These choices seem to be like a YouTube choice. So, but I don't know. Point is you can look public at education.gov. You might even choose that one, right? And then it should go into your drive, right? You know, export as MP4. Let's see what happens. It's going to have to change it, right? I'm not sure what the file type is. Here it's exporting. I think if I hit this link, actually, I'm not sure. If you say copy shareable link, it probably has created it in my drive already, I bet.
Yeah.
It probably creates a folder called Screencastify. And I don't see a folder. Maybe it's going to take a little bit of time to, oh, there it is, right at the top. Right, it creates a folder and then it dumps your video automatically into your Google Drive, which is cool. So when you're hitting copy shareable link, you are grabbing the link from your drive. That's actually a really nice feature. I like that a lot. I can see why people really like Screencastify. I'm rediscovering it right now, so who knows? I think you can change the name right off the bat up here. You know, you can give it some kind of a name. That way it's in your drive right away. It has the name of something that makes sense. Is this helpful to you?
Sure, it is. Will be.
Yeah, beautiful thing is you get the link from your drive right away, and then right away you're back to your, Bitmoji classroom, and then you're adding it very quickly. Anything that saves time, I'm a big believer in. Right? Okay.
All right. Thanks again.
No problem. Anyone else I can help? Oh,
Mr.
Joan, I see
Henry,
your hand
can
up
you
there.
share the tool that you pay for?
Oh, the tool that I pay for? It's called this one. It's called Planbook. I have loved this for years. There's no free version for this. It's not actually very expensive. What is pricing? This is one of the only things I pay for personally. It's $15 a year. If you want to pay for more years, then you have a little bit more savings. I usually just pay for it year by year. Who knows what's going to come next year that might be better, and then I don't want to have to, pay for something that I'm not using anymore. I have noticed for myself now that I use Bitmoji classrooms, and my online learning plans are as developed as they are. I don't use this as much, but I can show you really quickly what it looks like and why I use it. Let me just log in here real quick. Essentially, you can organize what you teach on here. I have an iPhone, and there's an iPhone app. I think there's an Android one too. It's asking me add a school year. I probably should, but I don't want to do all of that right now. And essentially, if you notice, maybe I'll go back to a time where I was actually teaching something. Let's say here. This is my week, essentially. Hopefully it populates this. Doesn't take too long. You can essentially build. Oh, that's not creating anything, is it? That's not helpful. Let's go a little further back. Let's see if there's something here. Oh, it looks like it's wiped out my last year. How is that even possible? I'm sorry. Every time you do something quickly, things don't work. I've never really looked at this in the summer. No, it's all here. Why can't I see my classes? So essentially, go away. You put your classes in here, you say when they are, and then, notice which day they are, what time they are, and then it builds your actual plans here. But I don't know why this isn't showing. Normally it shows. So my classes appear here. I probably should have said, yes, build my new one. And this is not a very good showing you of its value. But it allows me to lesson plan every single day very quickly. I can even talk my lesson plan into my phone because there's an app for it. Tomorrow I want to do this, 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 and this, and it'll type it out for me. And my lesson plans are not that, daily lesson plans are not that well developed on paper, but it definitely helps me organize my day. So I have one place to look where the things I can remember end up appearing. Okay. Anyway, there's a lot of other purposes for it, like seating charts and things like that. I don't necessarily do all of that. I don't do attendance through this. I do it through the ministry Power School account. But the plans here is a piece that I use and is worth paying $15 a year for me. Sorry that this isn't, maybe I can go back a year. Maybe that'll help. Maybe it'll load and it'll show it a little bit better. Yeah, this is more of what it should look like. I want to do this later. So yeah, so see how, in each one you can write, you click on one of these and then you can add your lesson plan to it. And even the standards, I often add the standards, which are there automatically too. I click it in. And then so it reminds me of what my lesson curriculum-wise connection is. So you organize your classes, and then as you build this up, what's written there is just organized. This is Wednesday. It would be fully developed there, and maybe not fully developed, but what helps me. I usually don't write this much in anything. I'm probably copying and pasting this from an email saying this is what has to happen that day. So you get the idea of it's just a lesson planning tool. So that's the only thing I pay for. And it's $15 a year, not a lot of money. That's Planbook. So if that helps you, great. I'm not looking to have you guys spend money on anything though. Anyway, that's just an add-on. So anyone else I can help? I'll just,
Okay, Henry,
yeah.
yeah, um, the slides for day 8 for today. One of them is saying create a Bitmoji. So we have to do another one. I was a
No,
bit late
n-
for
there should only be
activity.
one there, Mary.
Sorry,
There should only be one assignment there. You're only creating one of these for me. Okay.
that's the one we have already done.
Yeah, you guys should have been developing this with me in class. And yes, that's the one I want you to hand in here.
The one we started yesterday.
Yes,
Oh,
I do not expect you to create two of these. No, no, no.
okay.
Just the one you started developing. Okay. Just get it to the point where you'd be like, okay, I can show this to my students. And it's something I'll use, hopefully. Some of you in the back of mind saying, I'm not saying this out loud, but I'll never do this, Mr. Schellenberg. I'll never do this. Don't say that out loud. Okay, well, maybe don't say it out loud, but I'm hoping you're going to build something that makes your life easier and so that you will use it. So um, anyway, there's a lot of potential there. So please don't confuse what you've been building with me. Whatever you're going to use with your students, that's what I'm hoping to see. Okay.
Okay, Henry, I have a little problem again.
Sure.
Let me share my screen.
Sure.
Okay. So this is my classroom,
Ooh, I like
and
it.
I'm trying. Thank you. I'm trying to link the plant with this right here.
Okay. First off, give your document a name. Right now, it's called untitled document. Let's give it a name. Yeah, name plants. Perfect. That's a good name. I usually do things like, you know, well, I usually throw them in the folder named by the subject. I'm always organizing my Google Drive as I build things. So I recommend that you do that too. But that's just an aside. So if you want to link this, um, then feel free to hit the share button. And are your students going to be clicking on this?
Yes,
Okay.
hopefully we can have the parents or whoever assist her.
Okay. Do you want them to be able to have the choice of making a copy of it, or do you want them just to see it?
Just to see.
Okay. Let's not do it this way then. Okay. Let's
Okay.
go. Let's go to File and Post to Web. Publish to Web. Go File, Publish to Web. That one right there. And then, make sure it's staying only within the ministry. Click that little publish content settings. Yeah, that. Click that. Click restrict access to the following. It's a little checkbox. You have to hit the little checkbox. Yeah, that one. Good. Now publish. If you want, sorry, maybe I should say this again. You said you want parents to see it too?
Yeah.
From their own personal accounts? If you want
No, with the child, with the child.
with the child, yeah, then you want to
Yeah.
keep it within the ministry. So then, yeah, so hit OK. You do want to publish. Now copy that link.
Okay, copy.
Okay, and now go back to your classroom, your Bitmoji classroom. And then where do you want it to go? What do you want them to click on to get there?
The flower, the plant.
Okay, so hit that little link. You've already had it selected. There you go. And then paste. You'll have to replace all of that. There you go. Hit apply. All right, let's test it. Hit present on your PowerPoint. Yeah, hit present. So this is what they will end up seeing, right? It'll look like this. And then when they happen to click on that plant, I think your plant looks like it's hovering above the floor. So you might actually later on put it
Oh
on the
my
floor.
goodness.
But yeah, click on your plant and let's see what happens. Your TV is hovering over top of you got a magical classroom.
Oh my goodness. That's why it's good to review your stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing of mine is perfect. So when you click on that plant, what happens?
Nothing happens.
What?
Yeah. I even double clicking as well.
And it's not doing anything.
It's not even showing like a link when you move around on it or something.
How about you just hit the refresh button on this window? Let's try that. Hit refresh. This should work. This should not be. Yeah, hit refresh. Let's see what happens. Try it one more time. Oh,
I tried doing it here, but I did it the wrong way.
oh, okay. No worries. We'll wait for it.
And maybe I have too many things open on
It shouldn't be.
there. Wow.
Yeah, you can see what I mean by, you might not want to put too many classrooms in one Google slide, right?
Yeah.
Just because it does take a little bit more time.
Okay, let me try again.
Because when you click on it here, the link is attached, right? This shouldn't be as
Yeah, the thing
complicated as
attached
it
to it, but
seems.
it's not even showing. Where Papa? That is our local term in Dominica. Anytime something wrong happening, the way Papa. Yeah, nothing
Okay,
happens.
Have patience, we come together.
let's try the. Yeah, that
Yes,
doesn't
thank
seem
you.
right. That like click on the plant. Let's just make sure the link is embedded. Right now, click on the
Let me
plant.
close a few things. Okay. And
Oh, do you know what you
you
might be
see?
doing? Is click on your person again.
That,
By the way, I love that you found something that looks like you that's animated. You need to crop that. Like double click on it. Notice how half of your plant is covered by this picture. You may actually be
okay.
clicking on your person, which takes you nowhere. No. That's not cropping. That's making you smaller. We don't want to make you smaller. Crop it so that your edges of you,
Okay.
that right-hand side of your character doesn't need to
Uh-huh.
be that large. So just double click on the picture and then grab
Oh,
the black line, not the blue square, right? The
Left
black,
hand.
and then pull it over. Oh yeah, you grab the blue. You got to make sure you're grabbing the other way. Hit undo. And then I would kind of go just below, you know, grab that side right where you were, but go a little bit below the blue, but still on the black, if you know what I mean.
is that one?
I don't know if you grabbed it.
Yeah, this one. It looks black. It has to.
Yeah, you grab the blue again. This is a tricky
Yeah.
little thing. It's hard to explain how to do it. I would just hit undo. Yeah, you kind of have to go, yeah, like there. Like there are different colors when you're clicking and dragging it. The actual arrows look a little bit different. I think it's a black arrow when you actually grab the crop tool. Yeah, I think there.
Yeah.
I think you got
With
it.
a double head, like left and right head.
There, try that. Drag it over. There, you got it.
Right.
There you
I
go.
get it.
And I would drag it as far as you can go, right? As far as you can go. There you go. Without getting rid of any part of the body. Now hit enter. And now your entire plant will actually be available to be clicked on, if that makes sense. Yeah,
Oh
see,
yeah,
the link is there. So now try that present again and see if the link works. Because I think you may have been just clicking on your character's picture rather than the plant.
that makes sense. Let's see what happens.
See now, yeah, there you go, boom. That was the issue.
Yay! Finally.
And notice, because you have the publish to web version of a Google Doc, there's none of the buttons. It loads much quicker. You know, it's just scroll up and down. It's a far more elegant way to present things to kids, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can show it to me in a quicker form, please, like to link the thing to whatever thing I want to put it in.
Yeah, so it's always just click on the picture, hit the link button, and then paste the URL, right? Um, if you, yeah, it's always that, and yeah, that's where you paste the link. Exactly. It's always the repetitive. It's always the same thing you're doing. It's just go find the link to whatever you want to put in there, and of course you can, um, you know, you can link to PDFs in Google Drive. What do you want me to show you? Yeah, that's it.
Right there where we had to publish
To web.
the video. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hitting that
From there, what
button.
we had to do?
You have to highlight that link, right? And copy it. That's the link you
Okay.
would need,
Okay.
right?
And restrict, and then go back to,
And then go
and then
back
go
to
back whatever I want.
whatever you want. Yeah. You could even put it on any picture there. Yeah. You change
Okay.
that and then hit apply. And
Okay.
because you have pictures layered upon pictures, like, I don't know, what do you call that, right? Like, I forget, I'm not an art teacher, but I've seen those art things. I've done it in health before where I'm like, oh, let's make a poster on bullying. So you cut out pages of a magazine about bullying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Collage.
Thank you, collage. Thank you. Somebody knows art. I don't. Um, you know, you're kind of building a collage here of pictures, right? And so, you know, you have to be aware of, well, how big is that picture? And you have a lot of transparent pictures. So if the picture transparent part is covering another picture, you know, that changes what's linkable, right? So the better you understand what you're actually, how the collage works. I was thinking kaleidoscope. I couldn't get the word kaleidoscope out of my head, and I knew it wasn't right. But a collage, hopefully you understand what I'm talking about.
Yes, yes.
Ingrid, I see your hand up there. Please jump in.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So she went to the child went to the activity page. Would the child be able to come back to the plant? How does the child come back to the plant?
Um, I think she has it set up when it clicks on it, it actually just opens a new tab in her version. So, you know, you'd probably have to educate your students, right? And you'd say, okay, notice it opens a tab, and they'll ask you that. How do I get back? Well, it's just it doesn't close your classroom. It's just on a different tab. So they would, you know, click on the tab and then they're back, right? And don't forget, you guys, when you're sharing it
Oh,
to your
they come back.
students, yeah, when you're sharing with your students, you are always sharing the published to the web version of it, right? Always remember that. You're
Okay.
not giving them access to your actual Google slide, right?
Okay.
That's important to remember. And that's what you're sharing with me, the published to the web version. I want to see the published to the web version. Don't give me you don't have to give me your actual slide, the document, but I mean, you give me both. I can mark either one. Doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
I'm just hoping you're going to create something that really works for you, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Who else can I help?
Hi, Henry.
Hey, Hannah.
I would like you to see what I've been doing so far. Let
Sure.
me I have never shared my screen, so let me see if I can.
Yeah, that's a skill in itself, right?
Yes, so let me see.
Yeah, and if you have like sharing your screen actually requires a fair bit of bandwidth, I've noticed. So, if you're having connectivity issues or choppiness, you might not even be able to share your screen, right? And
Um,
I can see your screen. Looks great.
you can
Oh
see
yeah.
my screen.
Oh yeah, I like
You
that.
can see my classroom.
That's good. Your character looks a little bit distorted, just so you know.
Really?
Yeah, it's you just have to pull it wider, not higher, but wider. You know what I mean?
Like this?
Yeah, and a little bit wider. And then what I would do if I was you, I would crop it so that, the edges of you. Yeah, it looks like you grabbed the blue. Hopefully, perfect. Yeah,
No, I
highly
grabbed the
skilled.
black.
Perfect. I love your fan. What an interesting idea. Yeah. If you guys have
Thank you.
fans in your classroom, throw a fan in there. That's awesome. Animated GIF. Love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is,
I,
yeah, you got our class, numbers are important. Yeah, like word walls. We do a lot of word walls in our physical classrooms. That's one of the things I want to develop this year is a digital word wall. So anyway, yeah, I love it. Yeah, this is all related to the things you teach. And you got is
yeah.
that your president or leader of your countries on the
Yes.
wall?
Like Prime Minister, President, the flag of
Yeah.
Dominica.
You know what you
It's
could
like
even do? You
what?
could find an inspirational speech on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube from your leader and then link it to the picture,
All
Things
right.
like that, right? Just you get creative over time.
Yeah. It's a kindergarten class. So
Hmm.
what I am not sure if that will work out. It's a link on it, but I'm not sure if that's how I'm supposed to do it. Like
Yes.
once they click on it, automatically they go to YouTube video.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so
That is the stuff I'm talking about, right? You're
yeah,
you're, you're helping your kid. What grade do you teach?
kindergarten.
Oh, kindergarten. How cool is that? Yeah. So you would definitely in kindergarten, you'd either want to use Quiet Tube,
Mm,
or you'd want to use like an organized choice board, so that your kids are highly controlled on what they click on, right?
okay, all right.
you know and so and that's one of the reasons why I showed you guys how to make it so that the video cannot be started and stopped, and you can take away the controls of that.
All right.
um, you may want to do them, maybe not, I don't know, it depends on your situation or what you're trying to do with your students, but your little kindergarteners can go on to computer and go, okay, you'd probably want to go on there and make this their start page. um,
Yes, I am learning, and
yeah,
well, we did our choice board already, but I still want to
yeah, that looks good.
just let you view something quickly because it's kindergarten, so I try to make it
Yeah.
a bit colorful.
Um, can you do something for me though? Can you make it
Yes.
so those links are not links? I want them to be.
Those
Go ahead.
what should I do?
You know how when I'm looking at them, I can see that they're links. I want you to embed those links into words or pictures. You know what I mean?
To embed them instead?
Yes, embed them instead.
Okay.
Um,
I
yeah,
think
so
I should
I
make
would just
it
hit the
better.
copy button, or you can just do the edit button. I think usually there's an edit button with a pen.
Okay.
If you click on a new link, and I think you passed by it, just click on any of those links. I do want you to embed all links. Okay, I don't
Like
know.
so if I click on this one, that's what
Yeah,
happens.
that's okay. Just copy the link. You see the copy button on the right hand side? Yeah, that
This
is
one.
the copy link. Yeah, click copy. And now you have it in
Mm,
your clipboard, your memory, computer memory. Now you can delete all of
yeah.
that, write the word you want, and maybe write the title of the video, or something like that. Click the link below, title of the video, and then embed that link into the word or the title of the video. What are they learning in
Okay.
that video? Live.
They well, this is an activity.
But it is a video, isn't it?
No, it's a live worksheet.
Well, then why don't you just write the word live worksheet?
Okay, all right.
Get rid of all the extra verbiage and letters and all of that. Delete it and just go live worksheet assignment, let's say, and then embed the link into that text.
Okay, I'm trying to get it deleted, but ah, da, 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 da.
Because you already have it in your clipboard, so you can just delete it.
I think I will work on it because I don't know why it's not deleting for me.
Uh, does backspace in your keyboard not work?
That's what I'm doing. It's not working.
Weird.
Weird.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Look
The
at the
top
top.
says request edit access.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who owns this? Where
But
is this?
I'm the owner of my choice board, so I need to go back and check up on that.
Yeah, you're probably in the wrong account to be able to edit,
More than likely.
right?
That's Let me see.
Yeah, so go to the one where you're allowed to edit it.
Yes, I am in the correct one.
Otherwise,
I,
you'll have to make a copy. Go file, make a copy, right? Anyway.
don't worry, I will work on
Hey,
it.
plug in your computer. You have 3% life remaining. You're going to die here. Plug it in. Hey, we should probably have a little break here, right? Haven't we went a long time already?
Yeah, I agree.
Do you guys want a half an hour again?
Okay,
Excellent.
What time is it there right now? It's 9, 10,
11:15
11:15.
now.
So how about we come back at 11:45? Is that fair?
Cool.
Okay.
yes.
Okay, 11:45 a.m. Be back.
Okay, let me work.
Okay, thank you.
I will do the same. I'm gonna go have a little break and I'll be back to help you guys and then we'll finish up our class and hopefully I can introduce Google Forms a little bit with you guys. But I know at the end of the week here it's stressful, so I certainly want to also have you guys help me help you, if you make sense. So I'm flexible there. All right, I'll see you guys back in a half an hour. Okay.
Keep wiping it. Um, hello,
Hey, Miss Imelda.
Carla, are you there?
Yeah.
Here, if I want to put an activity on the Bitmoji classroom, do I have to put that activity in another slide,
No, which activity is that?
like a test or so?
You'd have to link it, hyperlink it
Just
to a
hyperlink it.
picture, yeah, to a picture, and they'll be forced there to make a copy or something. Okay, Mr. Henry's here. I'm giving over to the expert teacher.
Learning is best done in a group, so I appreciate you guys' help. How can I help you? Who am I helping?
She wants to
I'm
put an
saying
activity.
I would like to put an activity in my Bitmoji classroom,
Mm-hmm.
but when I link it to this slide one, it is disappearing.
Are you able to
So,
share your screen?
well, it already disappeared.
Well, let's
Yes,
see if
I
we can
can
get it
share
back.
my.
So share your screen, and it's the
Get
best
the
chance.
get the link. Get the link of the test again.
Yeah, let me see your
Mr. Henry,
screen.
there are some messages or something in the chat.
Okay, I have to close my door
Carla, you're
first. Give
welcome,
me
Miss
2 seconds, okay?
Miss Bacchus, in the meantime, you have to share your screen.
My wife is working in the other room, and she tells me that I have my teacher voice on. You probably know what that means. So, so she's having meetings and she's hearing me in the background, right? Anyway, so yeah, go ahead, share your screen, and then we'll walk you through it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so you want this live quiz. Oh, I like the animation. Nice. Good looking classroom.
It's not finished. Just trying something.
No worries, no worries. So you want to link something into that picture. And what are you trying to link
Yes.
into the picture? Is it something in your Google Drive? Or is it your
A
choice board?
quiz, maybe.
It is from quizzes.
Okay, so let's go to quizzes. Find the website for that, and yeah, I've played around in quizzes, but I haven't used it very much personally, so I'm not an expert on that website. That's for sure.
Yeah, I was trying
I'm
like
trying
but
to
stop
get the
trying.
website.
I went on live worksheet instead for my choice board.
Maybe if I can help if you repeat the question.
She basically is trying to embed something from quizzes into her Bitmoji classroom.
Oh, okay. Well, she needs to assign it, and then she'll get a link that will allow her to post it in. That's what I did with mine.
Okay.
It takes a while to load.
Yes.
Mr. Henry, I think her question was for
Yes.
me because I think that's the same thing you taught
I
me.
got a link, but it disappeared when I tried to link it to the first. Okay. Go to search and search for whatever quiz that you're looking for. What?
Are you guys big quizzes users?
But I am.
I use it from time to time.
Excellent. Maybe I'll play around with it this year, get to know it better.
Anybody use Padlet or Kahoot?
I use Kahoot. Okay, it is loading.
I use Kahoots a lot.
I use Kahoot.
I found out about Nearpod in during the COVID lockdown time. It does almost the same as Kahoot.
But Nearpod, I think, has a subscription you have to pay for, don't they?
I'm not paying. I guess I maybe choose a free thing or something. I
Yeah.
can't even remember.
I think about 5 years ago when it came on board, they were asking to pay for something, and I couldn't do anything with it unless I paid. So I didn't even look at it again. I haven't been there since.
Or maybe they remove that then.
Maybe.
Maybe they got
Yes,
enough
Neopod
persons.
has a free feature now. There's a free feature, but you can only think I do three of this stuff.
Yeah. There was,
You can only do three of them, so you have to delete after every three.
which to me is annoying. So I don't even bother that personally. I'm a big believer in free. Just find a different way that I can do it that is free, because Google stuff is free. So
Masha is talking about Brain Pop.
I think Brain Pop, it costs money too.
I did not use I have not used money, but I've used it before. I did not pay anything, so I don't know. I'm not sure.
Maybe when they just launch, they want some money, and then after maybe they start to get
Maybe.
Okay, now click assign.
sponsors.
Um, Click share link. Right, go down. No, not that link. Go down next to joinmyquiz.com, blah blah blah. The code. Right, click on that share link. Right there. Right, now you can paste the link into whatever you wanted to use it for.
Brilliant. Is there any limits in quizzes?
No, it's just like code.
Nice. I will definitely play in there then this year. There you go. It should work.
So how do I link it to slide one?
You just did. You just
So
link.
that is all?
Yeah. Now present and try it.
Now what to do? Present?
Yeah. Present. What you're really going to do later on is you're going to publish to web, right? But the quick way is just present, just to see if it's working.
Yeah. Oh, but I can still go back to continue working on that, right?
Correct. Correct. And so now press.
Okay.
Boom. Works. Thanks for your help, guys. There you go. Yeah, I would probably do stuff like that too, where I just put it on my board when my class starts, and I'm like, okay, everybody go to my start page, click on this link, and then off they go. And it takes very little time. That way my start page is always that place that's familiar to them, and it makes those conversations with students a lot easier. I'm not forever sharing links or emailing or whatever.
Sorry about my internet. It's a little.
Oh, no worries. We work with what we got,
I
right?
didn't start.
We're always just working with what we got.
Okay.
Like some people love ed puzzles, and I do too. I think it's a really neat opportunity. I've just never had the time to develop all of that.
So this is it, right?
Yeah.
So can I go back to the Bitmoji?
Yep. It's working.
I have another question.
Sure.
Okay, this vase is linked to my video.
Okay, click on it.
But how will the student know that they should click on it? That is my little problem.
Uh, how about uh, how about you go into you have to be in edit mode. Click on edit mode.
Edit.
Like hit escape on your keyboard so that you can edit your Google slide. There we go. And I would go into Giphy, and I would the
Oh,
Giphy for Chrome.
edit.
No,
Okay.
Giphy for Chrome. You are now in edit mode. Yeah, go to Giphy, and I would type something like "click this."
Oh, okay.
And
I am writing.
so then, yeah, write something like "click this" if you want to draw attention to
Because
it.
I got to write
No, she's
and
writing
then
the steps down on paper,
Oh,
drawing
okay.
a
taking notes.
line.
And then hit the
Yes.
green sticker kind of looking tab at the bottom of that window. I,
Okay.
I don't often use any of these GIFs that come in the first page. I use the second page stuff a lot more. And it's at the bottom of that Giphy window, and it's the green one that kind of looks like a sticker. I don't know if you're frozen or not. Seems like you're frozen.
I think she's maybe writing still.
Oh, maybe. Well, her screen isn't loading either, so like those little GIFs should have loaded up by now.
Oh yeah, it's the internet.
Yeah, it's probably the internet. Because as soon as you share your screen, it requires a lot of bandwidth. You usually can have issues with that for sure.
Yeah.
As soon as the pandemic started, my wife and I, because we're working from home, we went to our internet provider and just got the maximum speed possible and just bit the bullet with it just so we can survive. That might not be possible at your end. Yeah, so I could just show like what I would do. Maybe I'll show my screen. I don't know if we lost her completely. What I would do is I might just go right into Giphy, because then there's some kind of animation. As soon as it's animated, kids will see it, right? I would say, click this or click me, something like that. Yeah, like a lot of these buttons are like even this hand, something that draws attention to it, you know? Like maybe this person pointing at it, or click this. Look at that. Here we go. Let's use this one. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, this one here. I drag this one in. It's not going up or going very fast. I would just pick something like this, right? And then I might put that over, resize it, and just, put that over the thing I want them to click, right? And then, it would be enough for students to draw attention to it. You know what I mean? Something like that, or an arrow. You can always, find arrows. Click me. You could put a text box, tap here, something like that. Or, oh, this is a good one. Click here. I like this one. Click here, right? Whatever draws attention to it. As a teacher, what you're going to say too probably is, hey, I want you to click the plant, right? Say that in your class. You can turn these and have them point at whatever you want, right? So that's the kind of stuff that I do. Kind of like that click me arrow. That's a good one. Did we lose her? Is she still in here? Yeah, I think we lost her completely. Anyone else I can help? Hannah, go ahead. Jump in.
All right. I'm going to share my screen again.
Sure.
working with my choice board.
Yep.
You can see that.
Yipper.
So I just started embedding the links. So
Okay.
when I click on 5 hours, the video comes up.
Great.
But then I would have to put something saying click here or something like that, right?
Yeah, you might want to put a click here image or something, or give them instructions. Well, you're doing kindergarten, right?
Yes.
So you might just literally teach them and say
Yeah.
every one of these animated pictures is a link, and maybe you just teach them how to use it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Um, it's really based on what works for you and your kids, right?
Okay. All right. But
But especially with kindergarten, you wouldn't. They're not reading yet, so at least most of them aren't, and you might not put words to explain things. You just tell them, right?
all right. So it's okay. It's okay how I have it. I'm for now.
Yeah. You know how when I shared my screen, you can get an animated GIF where there's literally a
Yes.
hand that comes up, and you
Yeah.
know,
I can do
and,
that.
yeah, maybe something like that, and then they go, "Oh, look, I can click that." You
Okay.
know, everything's always, try to build it so your students would find success there, right?
Okay. Yes. So and I have the instructions here. Well, I have a motam. Um.
Yep. Yeah, you might even what you might want to do is get an animated picture of a speaker that's making sound or something,
All
and then
right.
embed that link into that. And then you
Okay.
say,
Definitely.
whenever you see this speaker, click
Mm.
on it. It's talking to you.
All
Or
right.
maybe it's your Bitmoji picture. And you're like, when you see my picture, click on my picture, and or maybe there's a voice box or something. So you know what I mean? Something visual
All
rather
right.
than a link, right?
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much. That's
It's looking good.
yes. Thank you. Stop share. Okay.
Yeah.
Joan, do you still want some help or?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a question. I
Sure.
noticed in Google Classroom you have that M for moot. How do you do that?
I can show you that.
Yeah,
So
please.
when you're in Moat here, can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
When you're in Moat here, you can click and start recording. I'm recording right now, right? And maybe I say enough for instructions for my student, then you say done. And then notice this list comes up, right? Of all my moats, but this is the one that's most recent. This orange button here, I know that's very small, but this orange
You
button
mean
is
purple?
that's the copy link for it, right? So now I've copied that instruction, and now I can, embed it into a picture or into words, and then attach that link, right? And then as soon as it's in there, right, as soon as they click on it, it comes up, right? If I'm off of it, it disappears, but as soon as they click on it, it appears, and then they can hear me talking, right? That makes sense? It's a good little
Okay, but
tool.
that's not what I was asking.
Okay, good. What were
In
you asking?
in Google Classroom,
Mm-hmm.
I think on one of the assignments, there's an option where I can click the M and respond with an answer. How
Yes.
did you get that M, which stands for moat, to get there?
Oh, okay. So let me, I can do it here, for example. If I click in here, notice the M appears anywhere I can add text,
Okay, so
um,
it appears.
it just appears.
Okay, all
And then
right.
you, then
Once
you
you have
click
the
on it.
extension, it should appear.
Yes, it should. If you
Okay,
have it installed, it should appear. And I'm
okay,
using your ministry account too, so it
okay.
should work for you as well.
All right.
Yeah, it's a very
I'll
handy
check.
little tool.
I'll check my Google Classroom.
Yeah, make sure you're in the ministry account.
Yes, that's right. That's where we have our classrooms.
It should work in your personal accounts too,
Okay.
but you'd have to
Yeah,
install it separate, right?
yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, I only have 25 more minutes. Do you guys want to use the 25 minutes to just finish this up, or are you guys like ready to move on and introduce Google Forms?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
For
I got
me,
it.
you can go ahead.
you can go on to Google Forms. How about we
Yeah,
have a little
let's see.
vote? Right
Yeah.
in the chat. Tell me which you choose. Okay.
Google Forms.
Okay. Yeah. If I see everyone saying Google Forms, then I'll move on. If you want, oh, good, lots of forms. If you want to stay on what we're doing, okay. Sounds to me like most.
Mr. Henry, I don't want to say what I'm just saying. Like when I go on GIF on the tools in the Google Images thing, I'm not getting the things as a GIF. When I drag them across to my,
You mean when you do a Google search?
yeah, like
Um,
when I drag them across to my slides, it doesn't. It looks like
I'm not
a
seeing
few
my
of them.
stuff.
A few of them look like GIFs, but most of them don't.
Here, it depends on what you're grabbing. So let's say I'm looking for a teacher. Let's say just looking for a teacher, a picture of a teacher. Let's say image. Oh, why is it not deleting that? I have no idea. So now I have a teacher here, but I want it to be a GIF. So I would hit Tools, Type, and then go GIF. Right now, everything you see here is not actually the GIF. This is the thumbnail for the GIF. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd actually have to click on the actual GIF. The real
Mm-hmm.
GIF appears on the right-hand side, and this is the thing that you're clicking and dragging into your, assignment. Right?
Mm.
Did I do that right?
Let me
Did I do
see.
that too
Yeah.
fast? So make sure
No,
you're
no,
grabbing.
I get it because I maybe did that because like a few of them, I know I clicked on them like that and I clicked and drag
Mm-hmm.
and I got them to work, but I don't know for the others. Okay, I'll just do it again.
Just a couple of things to make your lives easier. If you actually went to this page on my PowerPoint, I've given you a lot of resources here. There's a lot of ideas here around what to do. I think I've even given you guys my resource here. Right now, I'm not remembering where the link is. Certainly play with my links here because I'm actually giving you a lot of things for free. I think maybe it's on this page. Oh, here it is. My personal collection. Okay. If you click on this and open it up, this is my HyperDoc collection of creativity here. So you guys will only have view access here, which means if you guys open any of this, then you can make a copy, right? And then work on it on your own. So if that is helpful for you to save you time, feel free to do that, but that's only an added extra. Like, whenever I see somebody else's stuff that inspires me for something, I just make a copy of it and then I dump it into this folder. So this will probably continue to grow as the year goes on. So if you save this link to your, your bookmarks bar and check it every once in a while, it'll probably grow, right? This is actually my Palliser ministry account where that folder is found. So that's where I dump all things ideas wise. Okay, so there's the last
Oh,
thing I'll
Mr.
say about.
Henry,
Yep. Yes.
for the notes that you sent, copy the homework notes.
Yep.
Do we link it in our Google thing, like if we create one, or the
Yeah.
Bitmoji classroom for the children, or is it a personal thing that we hold for ourselves?
It's a personal thing. If you want to do that, go for it. It's not a have to. No, I want you to make it the way you want to make it. Don't just make it to impress me. Sound good? But you guys.
Oh, it was the copy of the homework notes that you shared. Do we have to do one, or like if we do one, do we share it with our children in our classroom, or do we just say it when we teach, or like what
Your
do we do with
choice.
it?
Your choice. If
Okay.
it's something you will really
All right.
use, feel free to do so. But if you won't, then don't. I'd rather you just make something that you will truly use. Okay. Okay. So this is
Okay.
our day 8 slide. So again, I put this stuff in today's slide too. So if you want to play with those links, there's lots of Bitmoji things. I will probably be creating my choice boards coming in the new year in Google Slides, not in Google Docs, just because they work very differently. But that said, do whatever works for you. So this is what we just finished, the work time here. I want to do a short introduction to Google Forms. When we did the survey of you guys and what you guys are, the knowledge you're coming into this course with, it said by and large, most of you, like 90%, throwing out a number, have not used this before. So this is going to be new to you. But I'm going to tell you right now, you want to learn how to do this. This is going to save you time, energy. Kids can be doing all kinds of work and learning that is self-grading while you're doing other things. And then, so point being, you want to learn how to do this. What do I use this for? You know, certainly assignments, quizzes, and tests. Like I have a textbook. I've literally made assignments where my students have fill in the blanks, self-grading assignments where they have to read the textbook and fill in the blanks. So they'll only get it right if they actually read the textbook. It forces them to read it. I have quizzes and tests that are self-grading. You can certainly do surveys and questionnaires. You guys will get one for the end of this course. Certainly data collection. I also use this during the pandemic to just to collect student grades for an assignment. Like name the assignment, you know, what was your score, hit submit, you know. There's something called digital escape rooms. You can get free ones out there that use this, and you can build your own too if you really got good at this. Exit tickets, like at the end of a class. Maybe I'll make this a little bit bigger, maybe easier to see. Exit tickets where it's at the end of the class, answer these 3 questions, you know, how did it go today, or whatever, that kind of thing. You can certainly create rubrics as well with them. So I've done it where I created a Google form, and I have it open on my tablet, and I'm watching the students do their work, and then I'm filling in my tablet as I'm grading it, and it collects the scores for me. And then people even create choose your own adventure stories. So there's endless purposes for this. I would even encourage you guys to Google it and say, you know, what are Google form ideas? There's many people out there who have bazillions of ideas that are far better than mine. So this first video here is literally a how-to video for the basics on how to build forms. That's a very good one. The second one here is a self-grading form, and that's what I'm going to begin showing you in my next 18 minutes. And then this last one over here is branching forms that, you know, depending on what answer you give to a question, it'll jump to different questions depending on your answer. For example, maybe one of your questions was, you know, are you a boy or a girl? And maybe you say I'm a girl, and then you go to these questions that relate to a girl. And then if you said you're a boy, you're going to different questions that relate to being a boy, for example. That's a branching Google form. So there's lots of different possibilities here. So I want to begin the process of showing you how this works. Okay. And then tomorrow, your Bitmoji classroom should be done for tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And then I will go deeper into Google Forms tomorrow, and we will actually start building them in class. And my assignment for you is a small one. It's literally going to be like build a 5-question Google form quiz, not very big. I'll get you guys to do each other's quizzes, and if we have enough time, we will analyze that a little bit depending on how that goes. And then on Friday, you know, it'll be just a work day. Finish up all your assignments, hand it in, and then you know, Clifton is going to do a 5-minute presentation in a celebration. No one else volunteered. So awesome, Clifton. Thank you. Rock on, Clifton. And then, yeah, that's the whole thing. So, you know, it's coming to the end here. You guys can actually have a little break. So, so let me dive in, and you guys go to your Google Drive like me, and let's create one of these, okay? And I'll show you how this works. All right, so yeah, it might be good to split your screen, or maybe if you're in your school, grab a second Chromebook. You know, it might work better that way. I don't know if that's possible. That's what I would do. And let's go into your drive. Find a spot where you want to put this. I'm going to put it in my miscellaneous folder just to get it out of the way. You go new, and then it's the fourth choice there. Hopefully that's big enough for you guys to see. In your plus drop-down menu, right? Plus and new, and it's the fourth choice there. Shanice, if you're already far ahead on this, maybe you can show them where you're at with your branching Google form. Show them how that works tomorrow. Do a little demo.
Tomorrow? Okay, well, if it's for tomorrow, no problem.
Yeah, I'm not saying create something huge and amazing. Don't lose sleep over it. I'm just saying if you want to tomorrow, because these guys won't, most of these people will not have created something like that. At least they can see what it is. You know what I mean? And then you can be for the next year, whenever they need some technical advice, maybe they can call you or something. So just create a Google form. I'm not trying to create work for you. Sorry. Maybe I
That's okay. That's no problem.
So here we are. And the first thing I want to point out is because we want this always to be self-grading, I want to show you how to turn it into a self-grading quiz first off. This, if you do this right, you may stop using quizzes. Who knows? I think the beauty of quizzes is probably that it has a chance to copy somebody else's quiz and right away it's ready, right? Which is wonderful. But the beauty of this is you control everything within your ministry account here, and you could equally share quizzes and tests. I do with some of my teacher friends. We share quizzes and tests, and then the work is done, right? So, okay. So here's where you change the name. I'm going to call this quiz 1. You could certainly do a little description here. This is what the test is about. Whatever you say there, you can do that. And then
Henry, excuse me.
Sure.
Excuse me, Henry. You working on quizzes or
Yes.
you just working on forms? A blank form?
No. We are in forms.
We're in forms. Okay.
Yes, we are in Google Drive. You should be hitting your plus button and then go to the fourth one called Google Forms. Okay?
I click Google Forms to give me 3 choices: blank form, blank quiz, or from a template.
We're just going to go from a blank one, okay?
Blank form.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. And then, oh, that's not what I want. All right. So when we're here, even before we build it, this is how you turn it into a self-marking quiz. Okay. You go to this little gear right here. All right. And then notice you have 3 choices across the top. So we'll talk through all 3 of these choices. It is this third one that turns it into a self-marking quiz. Yeah, sure. Joan?
I do not know if everyone else is seeing your screen but me, but I am not seeing your screen.
You're not seeing my screen?
No.
You might need to hit the pin. Like find my shared screen there and hit the pin so that it becomes the major thing on the screen. Okay, can you do that?
I think it's too small for me. If you can
okay, I'll try and make it bigger. Is that better? If I make it too big, then I can't see things, but that'll work. That'll work. Is that better? Are you guys, is everybody
Yes, it
good?
is.
Okay. So that gear opens this up. In the general tab, you definitely want to collect emails. So the moment students do this, you will know exactly who did it. You want that. Response receipts. This basically will email them a copy of what they answered for every question. Okay, not the correct answers, but what they answered for every question. And this can be a choice. If you say if respondents request it, then they will get the email only if they click that. You can also change it to always. I prefer to have it as always so they have a record of their learning. So that's what I do, but you may not. You could say restrict users to the ministry, and notice it's automatically clicked. But if you were to send this quiz to somebody outside the ministry, you would have to unclick that, of course, but most of what you do will definitely be within the ministry. And then limit to one response. If this was a true quiz, I would limit it to one response, right? And that's what we're trying to build here. So let's limit it to one response. We don't want, unless you want Joey to go back and be able to try it over and over and over again. But for me, most of the time, I'm limiting it to one response. If you want them to be able to go into the quiz again and make changes to their answers, you would check this. If I do that, they can make changes. If I do this, they can't, right? So usually when it's a quiz worth marks for me, I leave that unchecked, right? And then see summary chart of text responses. This summary chart is actually the summary of everybody's responses. So keep that in mind. So if you're sharing this, they will see what, without names, but they will see how everybody's doing on this test. That may or may not be of value to you. Usually I don't let them see that. I share that with them later when everyone's done. Okay, but don't hit save yet. We want to now look at presentation in the middle. I usually check this. That just has a progress bar along the top so they have some idea how long the quiz is, because your screens don't show the whole quiz. And so I check that so they can see how far they go. You may or may not want to do this, shuffle questions. I don't put numbers on my questions. Like I don't say question 1. So you may want to shuffle it, you may not. If you have grouped questions together, you may not want to shuffle it. But one thing's for sure is if you do shuffle it, then it's harder for kids to cheat because they're never on the same question as anyone else at the same time, right? So they can't even, why bother looking at each other's, right? Okay. And this last one here, I'm just going to mute you there, Clifton. Okay. And then confirmation message here just means that if you want, it will say your response has been recorded, but you can change that. You can say, thanks for doing my quiz. Feel free to ask me questions tomorrow. I don't know, something like that. Whatever you want to say, you can change it if you want to. And so those are all the choices here under presentation. But then when you go to the quizzes, notice the first toggle here. We want to make this a quiz, right? And which means it's auto grading when you're turning this on. That's what it means. It's going to auto grade it and you're going to tell what the answers are. I always make this choice most times. I don't know why it's not available to me right now. I'm not sure if this is an added thing for, I'm sure my ministry, Palliser, pays money for the whatever version. Maybe this is not available to you or not. I'm not sure because I've never been in your ministry longer than 2 weeks now or a week and a half. But because of that, when you're on a Chromebook and you put it into Google Classroom and they click the button to your quiz, it'll completely lock out the Chromebook so they cannot go outside of the quiz. They cannot go to Google search. It locks the Chromebook. That's what that means. Shanice, do you know if this works within your ministry?
It doesn't. I try to turn it on. It doesn't
No,
turn
it
on.
doesn't. It doesn't.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think maybe I have to take on from does it work from a Chromebook? Because I've never used a Chromebook at school. I've always had my own laptops.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know if it works from a Chromebook, but my students don't have Chromebooks.
No,
I
it
always
doesn't work from the
have.
Chromebook either. I think
Okay.
the ministry has to set it up. I think that's how they set it up.
Yes.
Okay, because I was going to say my students don't have Chromebooks, so I wouldn't know.
Okay.
Each of them has to come with their own device.
Yeah, thanks for your guys' input. I appreciate that. That's helpful. Yeah, my ministry does have that, but that is what that function is. On my students' Chromebooks, it basically locks it completely out, so it limits the ability for them to cheat. Okay. And then, release grade. If this is like a practice quiz that's self-grading, I might say choose this, just to see how well they do on a practice one, and then immediately they will know exactly how they did. Most of the time I click this one, which is later after manual review. And then later on I hit submit and emails them their scores. Okay. And then I usually leave this on where respondents can see which questions they missed. But usually they won't miss any questions because I always click, you'll show what I mean. You'll see what I mean later. They're not allowed to move on. They'll have to answer every question. So there's only 3 types of questions that actually work for a self-grading quiz. And I know I only have 5 minutes left, so this will probably be the last thing I'm able to do. What is your eye color? I'll just ask a quick question here. Multiple choice is self-grading. So you notice you have a lot of choices here, which I won't go into, but notice these 3 that are grouped together. Multiple choice is 1. So I might say blue, just for the sake of my little bit of time that I have left. Let's say red. Let's say brown. And for now, for the purposes of what I'm doing, I'm just leaving 3 choices. Notice at the bottom here, there's a toggle to make it required. Because it's a quiz, you want every question to be required. Notice the snowman here allows me to do some fancy things that I'm not going to worry too much about, but I know Shanice is playing with, because this is how you make those branching quizzes. And then this button here is, of course, to duplicate question, throw it away, and you guys know what mode is for. So you click the answer key button, you say how much it's worth, and then you tell what the right answer is, right? My eye color is blue, so let's call that right. And then you can give feedback for an incorrect answer and a correct answer. And you might even be able to put in a link to, help them learn about the right thing to do. You can, this is a real rabbit hole. So you could spend, every question you ask could lead them to learning, right? Which is ultimately what you want to do. So you can give them feedback. Watch this video, go to this link and learn the correct answer, that sort of thing, okay? But now that I have the correct answer here, I am done. Okay, and that's my first question. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just hit duplicate. It's faster that way. And then the second type of question that you can make multiple choice is a checkbox. All right. And so then maybe let's change this to hair color. Okay, because I only have 3 minutes left now. And so let's keep the same colors for the sake of time. But now the correct answer, let's say, is also brown. Okay, that's the nice thing about checkboxes, is you can have more than one right answer, right? And so that said, I think the way it works though is if you only get one of the 2, you only get, like, if they answer only one of the 2, they still get it wrong. They have to get both of them to get the full marks for the answer. And then again, you can give feedback if correct or if wrong, if you want to dive into that rabbit hole. I usually don't dive into that rabbit hole. It's for the sake of time. Now that I'll probably do that next year because I'll have more time because of the way I've set up my year. And then duplicate, and this is the last thing I'll teach you here, is the third type of question is a drop-down menu. Only those 3 types will be a self-grading quiz. And so maybe I'll say, what is your favorite drink, maybe? All right, just a new question real quick. Favorite, all right, and then, Coke, Pepsi, and iced tea, let's say, for the sake of quickness. All right, and now when I hit my answer key, notice I can have more than one right answer. I could have all of them be the right answer, or I could just have one of them be the right answer. Again, they have to get all of the ones that you're choosing right to be able to get the full grade for the mark. So going back there now, the 3 choices are This one is multiple choice. There can only be one right answer for multiple choice. And then there could be multiple right answers for checkboxes, and there could be multiple right answers for drop-down menu. I have now created a self-grading quiz. The last thing I'll say here, what you would then do is go send. You could email it to kids. I use this one all the time, right? I just copy that link, and then I can embed that link if I want to. I can put it into Google Classroom if I want to. I can put it on my Bitmoji Classroom if I want to click on it. All that link will take them here, and, and it looks like this, right? And then I'd have a drop-down menu as a choice. Of course, iced tea is the best. And then hit submit, and then you get, thanks for doing my quiz, feel free. On my end of the quiz, and I know I'm going real fast, don't get me wrong, I'm going to go through this again tomorrow. You now have two choices. You have responses here. And I can see a summary of everyone's. We get some data around here, which is wonderful to help you analyze how well your students are doing. You could analyze it by question. What did they get wrong? They're showing you what I did get wrong. And then by the individual. You can look at how well the individual student did. Last thing, you can also turn this into a Google Sheet. Create a new sheet, select an existing sheet. In a particular unit, what I usually do is I will select an existing spreadsheet so that all my quizzes for that unit will populate one Google Sheet, and then that's how I'm grading. But I'll get into all the details of that tomorrow. So this is the basics. I have now, in a very quick way, created a self-marking quiz. And I'll do it tomorrow, and you guys will build me some, and you'll do each other's quizzes, that sort
And
of
the
thing.
right on time is 12:30.
Yeah, that went quick. So I will review all that tomorrow. Your only homework today is to do your reflection on your day. Is it day 8 today? Yeah, day 8 Google website. Do a reflection on there, and then hand in on Google Classroom your Bitmoji Classroom by like 8:30 tomorrow morning. Hopefully many of you are already done. I have tomorrow, my wedding anniversary is tomorrow. So, my lesson may not be the most amazing. I'm thinking about other things. So I want to stay married, remember.
You need to take the day off, Henry.
Yeah.
Yay,
Hey, we
Henry!
have a day off
Of
tomorrow.
Yeah,
course, you
maybe
should
that's
take
the
the day
time.
off.
You should bring your wife.
We'll
Maybe
cover
that's the time.
Saturday morning.
Maybe you
So,
should bring your wife on tomorrow.
well, that one's on her. It's important to not pressure your wife to do something she doesn't want to do, right? So we'll see what happens, right? But yeah, it's my anniversary. I'm 21 years married. Go, go,
Wow.
go figure, right?
Wow.
And so we did have somebody who was going to do our Darnell. Is he in here, Darnell? Are you with us? You've been quiet today, so.
Daniel is not there.
I
He is
don't see him
actually
there.
graduation practice because tomorrow he graduates from Teachers College, primary
Oh,
education.
oh, how amazing is that? I'm happy for him. Is it all right then if I close in prayer? Um,
Sure, that would be nice.
Hey, you know what? I should do a little shout out. You guys seem to like a lot of music. Another CD, what is it? Real quick. There's another CD I am hooked on right now that I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll tell you tomorrow.
Maybe you should do I know who I am, but start at the 1 minute and 17-second part and
uh,
stop at some point.
yeah, maybe tomorrow. I'll come back to it tomorrow. Let's
Okay.
move close in prayer, and you guys can have yourself a wonderful day. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for these amazing educators. Pray that you would bless them, that you give them encouragement and resilience and joy and peace um, as they move forward with all this. I pray that you would help them to be able to impact students for your kingdom, and that their classrooms would be a place of joy and learning, and perhaps technology in there would help them to deliver lessons and help them learn with exuberance and passion. And Lord God, that your Holy Spirit would be clearly evident in their classrooms and in their lives and in their hearts, Lord God. Bless each one in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. I hope you guys have a great day, and hopefully this isn't overwhelming.
Amen.
All right.
You guys
All right.
have tomorrow?
I will stay here a little while to answer questions if you like, but if you want to take off, you guys go right ahead and do so, okay? So you had a question, Hannah. What was it?
No, I didn't have a question. That was my daughter talking.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Enjoy the rest of your day, Henry, and everybody else.
All right. See you guys later.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thanks,
Well,
bye.
Henry, I have a
Okay.
question.
Sure, Carla. Jump in.
Anniversary preparation.
That wasn't Carla, that was Shanice.
Shanice.
Okay. Yes.
For some reason, I don't know why, but my quiet cube isn't working the way it's supposed to. I don't know what is happening.
Do you want to share your screen real quick and
Yes.
see what's going on? Hey, Clifton, before you take off, I'd love to have a chat with you as well. Thanks for volunteering. I appreciate it. Oh, maybe I'll stop sharing. Maybe that would affect things a little bit. Sorry. I will also stop recording our meet here so that I can make...
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, it's coming up.